There we go. Oh my god, you guys. I do not know why uh it was not working. Like that intro kind of did the same thing it did to me last time. It worked and then it didn't work. And then it worked and then it didn't work. So happy Tuesday again, everybody. Glad to see you all here. Um to answer a couple of I'm going to try my best to answer the questions as well as the super chats and stuff. But to get the super chats out of the way first.
The French.
Ooh, the French. I don't know which one was that. I think.
The French.
My favorite Jason Statham film. I'm gonna have to go with the first movie that I really noticed him in, which was one of his earlier films, but I love The Transporter. The Transporter was the movie where I was like, oh, this guy is going to be somebody. And next thing you know, he was somebody. I would go The Transporter, and then after that, I would go Crank 2, which is really funny because I didn't like Crank 1 very much, but I liked Crank 2 a lot. So Crank 2 just was more ridiculous. I don't know. Crank 1, it kind of like they were a little too lame. So um but let's see. Is IMDb Pro thank you Lee Kindler for the for the $5. I appreciate it. And then High Ice, is IMDb Prime a good way to contact actors for interviews? Honestly, I don't know. I have never used it. I've always gone with social media or like tracking down emails and stuff. So I've never used IMDb Pro, so I don't know if it's good or not. I have a feeling that it probably just gets you right back to the person's agent, and that's just you're more than likely you're going to be wasting time. So anyway, let me go back. Let me try to go through some questions here. So hi, first of all, I'm just going to extend a nice warm hi, everybody. Really appreciate you hanging out. So did I ever receive that Major Pain press kit I was sent back in 2018 or 2019? I think so. I don't remember. Honestly, like that almost seemed 2018, 2019 feels like it was like a world ago. It was just like so long ago. Oh fuck. Hold on. You know what? I totally just remembered. Let me I have to put a tweet out. Live now. Come on. There we go. There we go. That'll get some more people up in here. So honestly, I don't remember. Because God, so much has happened since 2019, so I really don't even recall. I think so. And I feel shitty saying that because you sent it to me, but I honestly I don't remember. I think so. I'm gonna have like I gotta dig up my press kits box and see if it's in there. You'll be here till your concert starts at 9 p.m. Well, I think maybe you're probably already at the. I don't know what concert it is. Let's see, 2 a.m. in Poland. Holy shit! I wonder what we're in for tonight. More shenanigans. I don't think like initially I'm not going to do any games. I'm going to eventually, but I don't know. Let's see. Cheech and Chong's nice streams. Let's see. Hello, listen, chat. I hope you're doing well. I've been loving your reviews since Blair Witch 2. You're up there with Confused Reviews and the Movie Cynic as 3 of the best. Thank you, Davian Donaldson. I appreciate that. I have to. I'll have to see if I can get some non-royalty background music. All right, there we go. Now I'm catching up to everything. You're watching an episode of Hunter. Did I love Hunter. Hunter was a good show. That was the movie that introduced me to Fred Dreyer. It was funny because I was like, this guy is really cool. And my dad was all like, oh, he used to be I don't know, he was a football player. Pretty, I don't know what, because I don't watch sports ball, but Judge Beard. Yes, it is Cecil. Mr. First Stream, just wanted to say I got a film degree a few years ago. Introduced your channel to several lecturers, and they're really into it. Oh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I've had a lot of college professors and whatnot at film schools that had contacted me over the years and had asked to use like my PG-13, my posters video and whatnot in like some of their lectures and whatnot. Very cool. You're watching Frogs on Pluto TV. I fully approve of that. Yes, we're an Express 8 elevator to hell going down. Voice audio low. Audio's low in comparison to the intro. I don't know why. It's here. I'll turn it up a little bit because on my end, there it's peeking up around there. How's that? A little better? I have it like the audio levels for the intro are low. And then the audio levels for my voice is high. So I don't know why that is. I hope that's a little bit better. Any chance for the old intro music return? No. No, Shaggy. I'll tell you what the whole reasoning behind that. Oh, and thank you for the super chats, Shaggy. The old intro music was stock audio from Martin Riopel. It was called, I don't know why there was a major delay on the super chat alerts. I don't know why that is.
The French.
So there's no stopping it. There we go. I gotta turn that down a little bit, I think. And I have see the audios and all this stuff. It's such a pain in the bum to get right. But anyway, the old intro music was stock audio that I had bought from one of those just stock audio places, and I used that for the old intros. And one day, I heard it being used in a app game, like a racing app game, and I was like, "Oh shit! All right, well, it lasted for a good couple years, but I'm like, I think I need to have music that I own." So I got my buddy Psycho Stick to do my intro and outro, and that has been my music for almost 10 years now, since 2015. So yeah. But the old music, honestly, if you look up, you could probably it's probably on YouTube somewhere. Martin Riopel, "Let's Do It" is the name of the song. And it was good for the time, but like I said, it was music that anybody could license. So it was it didn't really make sense if I was going to do this because that was 2015 was when I started doing it full time professionally. So it's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to own like every asset of it. So, and going back, RPC, thank you for the super chat. What's my favorite zombie film? Favorite zombie film is going to be Zombie. The just I mean, I think in some places you'll see it Zombie 2, but Zombie from 1979, the Lucio Fulci movie, that movie's terrifying. Now, I love Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead is probably like my favorite overall zombie movie, but I mean, if you're talking like just pure zombie movie, so to speak, gonna have to go with that one. That one is a great movie. If you've never seen it, then yeah. DC Comics, your audio sounds fine. They need to turn the speakers up. Okay, good. I'm glad. All right, so we're good then. Tim Rogers has been watching GBF for about 9 years, and I can say I look forward to your videos. It's a comfort vibe. Thank you so much, man.
Drop that zero and get with the hero.
There we go. They just did their last show with Matty Moose. They'll have a new bass player soon. It's just going to take a little while. And it jumped. There we go. Frank McCrite, thank you so much. Thank you for the $20 super chat, dude. That is awesome. Thank you, man. Love your channel. Definitely your favorite movie TV channel. How do you find so much information on your movies? I'm amazed by how much you gather. It makes your videos even more engaging. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of digging. I look up. Essentially, what I do is, if it's if at all possible, I start off trying to contact people in the production. So I will start with the director, and if the director is no longer with us, I will go to like the writers, producers, and just see what I can dig up. And it's I don't know, it's hit or miss. Right now, it's a little easier. Back in the day, it was hard. I would reach out to some people and wouldn't really get an answer. So love that. But yeah, I try to reach out to the people involved and see what I can dig up. And then if in the case of something like the Black Hole, where most everyone involved has since moved on, then I will do a lot of digging into archival stuff, old interviews, more recent interviews. I'll see if I can talk to any like historians. It's a lot of legwork, and that's why the exploring videos take so long, because I really try to go the extra mile and work my ass off. Make it something special, something, because there's a lot of videos out there where they just kind of repeat incorrect info. Like when I did the video on Better Watch Out from a few years ago. The director on that, like, that was really crazy. The director on that, I had reached out to him on social media and was like, hey, I think when I reached out to him was like over the summer, Chris Peckover. And I was like, dude, I absolutely love Better Watch Out. I would love to do that as like a Christmas episode. And he was like, oh, cool, here's my cell phone number. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, that was the easiest like time ever. So I called him up. We talked for a couple hours, and he told me all about the production. And then I combined that with what he had. There was a director's commentary on the Blu-ray, and it was either a director's commentary or a making of. And so I kind of combined what he, the new stuff he told me with that. And then it was funny because there was another larger YouTuber who covered the movie as well. And he was like, he got all the views and I got a fraction of the views. And that, it happens. And so he was like, he had texted me and was like, "Hey, I saw the other review." He's like, that dude got a bunch of shit wrong. So he's like, uh, be happy in that your video is the most correct YouTube video of my movie. And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you, dude. I appreciate that." So yeah. It's always cool being able to get a hold of a lot of these guys, and he's a good director. He has gotten so screwed by just everything. He was ready. There was a movie that he was working on, that he had been working on for seriously like 10 years, and he kept trying to get it made, and stuff just kept happening. And finally, he was gonna get it. I think I totally am blanking on the name of it, but he was gonna get it underway in March of 2020 was when they had everything was set to start. And as we all know, March 2020 is when everything stopped. So, and he still has not got that movie made. It's a shame. Dude is really talented, and I hope he can. I hope he can get another movie made. He's currently working on something called Wolf Like Me, which I haven't heard of. But I haven't heard of a lot of, like, I think it's a new TV series. Looks like, I don't even know, what is this on? Wolf Like Me. Be nice if you told me where I could watch this. Anyway, so that's that. Simon Section with the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Love your show and content. Are you familiar with the 90s horror movie Phantom of the Opera starring Freddy Krueger's Robert Englund? Love to see a video. Great work. Thank you so much, man. I am familiar with it. I have not seen it in a very, very, very long time. So what I remember about it was the makeup was very close to Freddy Krueger. But obviously not exactly, but I would like to see it. I'm curious. I wonder, I don't know, because I've seen the Broadway play. I saw it like off Broadway, but so I'd be curious to see how that kind of panned up. I'm sure it's a little more spooky and gory with Freddy. We interviewed Freddy. We interviewed Robert Englund for In Search. I think we had him on all 3 In Search of Darknesses. He's awesome. Super, super cool dude. Let's see. Cool hearing about this. Yeah, the old. I mean, hey man, you'll get a lot of good bad lore. You hang out here long enough. Thank you for all your hard work. You are one funny and talented man. Thank you, Jeremiah Johnson. I appreciate that. I used to host entire viewing parties and showcase your videos to your group of flower friends. Thank you, Seti Medi. Anything to get the word out, man. More people to watch. I dated a girl from Pennsylvania and who was an extra in Dawn of the Dead. Very cool. I live within, I mean, I guess everybody lives within driving distance, but I live within reasonable driving distance of the Monroeville Mall, but I have never been. I have friends who have been to the Monroeville Mall, but I would like to go at some point, just for the hell of it. But it kind of seems like I'm at the other end of Pennsylvania, so to drive all the way out there kind of seems like if I was going there for something else, but I don't know if I would want to drive out there just to go to the mall, Zombie 3 thoughts. Zombie 3 is a movie that has a poster that is ripped off of, what is it? Nightmare on Elm Street, Force 5. It is an amalgamation of a bunch of different posters. It is hilarious. It's not good, but it's entertaining, but it's also not good. Zombie's great. You're a big fan of the camp in Return of the Living Dead. Oh, yeah. Return of the Living Dead's awesome. What's my favorite comic book growing up reading? That's a good question. My favorite comic book growing up reading. I'm gonna have to go with uh like I mean, of course I liked a lot of the usual stuff that you would expect. Um I loved the X-Men. I loved Batman. I loved Superman. I loved Green Lantern. Um I but I mean a lot of the stuff that I liked that I was really fond of was the very very unusual weird ball stuff. Um I loved um I loved like Prime and Hardcase and Sludge and the Freaks and like the Ultraverse was just so cool. I loved the comics greatest universe with X and Ghost. I loved Spawn. So I read a lot of comics, and so my comic brain is like first and foremost. I sense I put this in the past tense. I loved DC stuff. But any more DC, actually, any more all the main comic book companies, Marvel and DC are just hot garbage. But I used to love DC and I loved Marvel, but I was more fond of DC. Like DC, I would actually probably go DC, Malibu, which was the Ultraverse, and then Marvel. But Malibu will always have a special place in my heart. So let's see. Are there any mods in here? No. I can't afford mods. What are you talking about? Are you a fan of Red Letter Media? Thanks for creating my favorite YouTube channel, RPC. Thank you again, man, for the super chat. I appreciate the kind words. Over Red Letter Media? That's huge, dude. Red Letter Media, I like them a lot. I don't watch them all the time, but to be perfectly honest, um, the only stuff that I watched their like Mr. Plinkett stuff, and occasionally, if it came across my transom, if they were talking about a movie that I was familiar with that I was interested in, I'd be like, okay, you know what, I'll watch them do like a Wheel of the Worst or something. So that was fun. They were cool. They were I mean they still are cool. But I have to say I lean more towards watching the Plinkett stuff because I mean the Plinkett stuff was how a lot of people found them. It's how most everybody found them. So but I did enjoy that stuff. Buddy Smith, great to see another stream. Great to see more people here again. Mike Sui, I hope I said that right. Thank you. How you doing? What's the better zombie comedy, Brain Dead, Shaun of the Dead, or Zombieland? If you're going Brain Dead, I'm guessing. Well, I mean, we got Dead Alive here in the States. Um, I would have to go Dead Alive. I think all three of them are good movies. All three of them are great movies, quite frankly. Brain Dead / Dead Alive, I think, is just classic. It was one of the. I had already fallen in love with Peter Jackson with Bad Taste, and then seeing Dead Alive, I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. So I really thought his stuff was great. So I would go with Brain Dead / Dead Alive because it's just bonkers. Probably after that, I would say Shaun of the Dead has more rewatchability. And Zombieland is just really, really fun and quality. But a lot of the gags, like they're not as much fun on repeat viewings. Whereas I don't know, Shaun of the Dead just kind of hits. But I like all three of them like very well. Have ever read the Mass comic book series? I have. I have God, I have I have the mask on CD-ROMics. If you remember CD-ROMics, they were like they took comics and kind of animated them and put them on CD-ROM. But I read a lot of the old masks, and it was definitely not like the movie at all. We actually talked about this last time about how the movie. I love the movie for what it is, but it is a far departure from the comic. And what I was saying would be really, really, really super amazing would be that if um if they were to do a remake of The Mask, they could do it now and they could do it seriously like the comic, and they could hire Jim Carrey again. So the thing is, that would be no studio is going to have the balls to do that, but it would be so amazing if they did, because you would have Jim Carrey early in his career being the Goofy Mask, and now Jim Carrey later in his career being the crazy like Killer Mask, because he definitely could deliver the performance. And I mean, if I had the money to do it, I absolutely would fund that. Like, I mean, I would put, 20, you could do a serious Mask movie with the right people for like 20 million and make it just amazing. Your channel is great. Been a good fan from Argentina. Salutes and have an awesome stream. Thank you, Juan. I appreciate that. What classic episodes do you most want to remake, or have you remade any so far? Yeah, I've been remaking a lot of the old, the first 37, as you know. I still have. I'm gonna remake them all eventually, like Cool as Ice and whatnot. But I redid Revenge of the Ninja. I'm gonna be doing Ninja 3: The Domination soon-ish. But there's some old ones that I've done that I'd like to redo. I want to redo Wrong Turn. I want to redo Deep Blue Sea. I want to redo Super Mario Brothers. A bunch that I want to do. What's better, Doom or Daredevil? Daredevil, absolutely. Oh, Scott! I was like, that's an odd shit to Doom or Daredevil. There we go, Scott. Yes, it's Daredevil, dude. Oh, thank you for stopping in, man. It's good to see you. Wait, we got to do another Overhated. I don't know what we're going to do, but whatever we do, it'll be great. There should be a video on how you get a hold of people from production. Well, I don't want to give out all my secrets. Give all my secrets away. Here we let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Here we go. Simon again. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm like, what is it? Super chat? Have you ever watched a video back in the day called ETN Extraterrestrial Nasty jumping on someone's coattails? Was it worth it? If I'm not mistaken, I think Brad the Cinema Snob did that at some point. And it's I remember it being scary and not good. It's good to go to the primary sources when you can, man. I always try to reach out to the people involved. I currently have 2 in the mix. One that I got a response on, another one that I didn't get a response on. I reached out again. I'm still waiting for a response. I just that's the thing. It's like there are ones that I want to do, but I haven't been able to get a hold of anybody. Like although I think this year I might finally be able to get The Faculty. The Faculty has been one that I've been wanting to do for ages, and I absolutely would love to. But there's some that like I am never gonna get a hold of Robert Rodriguez, so that's just not even happening. So with that, I'm gonna have to talk to like producers, or I might be able to get a hold of the writer Kevin Williamson. But I mean, even he is gonna be a tough one. So it does crack me up sometimes, how the ease of getting hold of some people and not getting a hold of other people.
Ah, the French.
Let me jump ahead here. Oh, yes, I answered that. And then, Mike, hopefully you can use some Canadian money. Holy crap, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. I'm going. Why, Sadie Matty? No, why no face reveal? Well, number one, I don't have a webcam. Number two, it's one less thing to worry about. Like, because if I had to be, I'd have to shave, and like my training is in radio. I studied radio and I studied video editing because I was going to like get into talk radio. Honestly, it's kind of neat that in a way I'm doing like the modern version of that. And I'm more comfortable behind a microphone than in front of a camera. Now, if you really want to see what I look like, there are plenty of places where you can do so. I have been in 4 award-winning documentaries, In Search of Darkness 1, 2, 3, and In Search of Tomorrow.
Forever into eternity.
I have I've been at 2 now, coming up on 3 conventions. I was just on Tony Hack the Movies stream. We did, so I mean, if you really want to know what I look like, it's very easy to find what I look like. I look like every other dude, Wolf Likes Me's on Peacock. Okay, I don't have Peacock, so that's a bummer. Oh well. I'll maybe see it if it's on video or something. Alrighty. You helped solve a mystery of mine I had since 1994. My dad came home with 30 unlabeled VHS. Was a Vietnam dream ghost film I spent decades Googling. Oh my God. I know the one you're talking about. That one, there was a company, a German distribution company that was Night Wars. They had sent that to me, and I believe me and my buddy Josh did the commentary for that one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Night Wars is a crazy movie. So yeah, I'm really happy there are so many people that will contact me that are like, oh my God, I've been looking for this movie for years, or I just remembered this little snippet and you played it. Oh my God, So yeah, it's always killer to hear that. I love that. So, one of your weirdest film experiences when I was on Game of Thrones. One day I was buying some hash from one of the Wildling chieftains, and this was happening. The Night King walked by with an omelet smiling. Wow. Wacky. I think you should do a video diving into USA Up All Night. I should, shouldn't I? I love your new obscure TV shows.
Ah, the French.
Thank you. Yes, the obscure stuff is doing well. It's weird. Some of them will do very well, and then other ones just will do like. So it's really hard to figure out what ones are going to do good. X-Men comics for you. Dark Horse is good too. Yeah. Love me some. Oh, Rom Space Knight. Rom is awesome. And Micronauts. Yes. I love Micronauts. I still have some Micronauts toys. Let's see. What's one of the first Stephen King miniseries you ever watched? Whew. God. Stephen King I know, like, I would probably have an easier time telling you what Stephen King movie I watched. I don't think Because I mean, I probably my first like Stephen King movie that I ever saw, I think might have been Creepshow. Pretty sure it was the first Creepshow. Because I saw that, and then Maximum Overdrive.
Ah, the French.
But I've seen a lot of them. I haven't read anything from Mr. King in quite some time. Ever since he took a bump on the noggin, he's kind of not all there anymore, unfortunately. Mr. Plinkett and some Half in the Bag. Oh yeah, I forgot about Half in the Bag. Yeah, been a fan of your channel for years now. Glad to see you going live. KC Adventures, thank you, man. I appreciate that. No, that was yes, that was the Australian alien surfer girls of Lightning Point. Oh shit! I think that is. Oh, that is a subscribe to the channel. I don't know if that's at. I still have to get all these like alerties down. I think if you're here, but I mean that could be somebody just subbing as opposed to like becoming a. I think channel. See, subscribing to Twitch is a thing, but then subscribing to YouTube is like subscribing to Twitch is membership here because it's goofy. What's my favorite Return of the Living Dead? I would say 1 and then 3. Return of the Living Dead 3 is awesome. Glad to see you on here again. What horror movies will you defend till the day you die? Mine are The Howling 3, The Marsupials, Faust, Love of the Damned, and Mortuary, Terry Hooper film. I would, I mean, it's not a horror movie, but it's just the first thing that comes to mind. It's a movie that I always defend, and a movie that a lot of people hate is Surf Nazis Must Die. That movie has a very special place in my heart. I really, really, really should do a video on it. Unfortunately, it probably won't do very well, but it will be nice to do because it's just a special movie to me.
Ah, the French.
I gotta catch up on the supers here. Let me see. I missed that. And then Timothy, when is Dollman versus Demonic Toys coming out? I'm trying to remember. Was that the? Let me see. That was the one. Because I always mix it up. Dollman versus Demonic Toys. That was. Oh wait, no, I did do that one. Yeah. God, Dollman versus Demonic Toys. I did couple years ago.
French.
Last year. I think you're thinking Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, the one with Corey Feldman, because that was what hit me at first. But yeah, I did Dollman versus Demonic Toys a while ago. Will there ever be a good Penflix anime? There'll be probably me talking about anime, but it's really funny. I didn't know how many people were like angry about anime. You getting the Micronauts Omnibus? I probably should. Langoliers would make for a good review. Yeah, it's funny. I used to work with a dude who called it the Lollygaggers. Would Good Bad Games ever come back? Tatted Gimli, thank you for the super chat. I'll get it one of these days. I keep wanting to say, anyway, for the super chat. The Good Bad Games. See, the thing is, a long movie is 3 hours. A short video game is 8 hours. So not only with Good Bad Games do I have to play through the game, and it's, let's say, 8 hours long. Let's just do that. Then I have to go through 8 hours worth of footage to put together a video that, to be perfectly honest, is not, because of YouTube's weird restrictions, it's not going to get the traction that a regular video would get. For some reason, my stuff, it's my stuff, I'm labeled as an entertainment channel, which, yes, I am an entertainment channel, but I'm not a video game channel. So when I put out video game content, the algorithm assumes that my audience isn't going to be interested, so they bury the videos. And most of them never see it. Like, I get people that are like, oh, I'd love to see you do this. I'm like, I did, but nobody watched it. And so I did a lot of video game stuff, hoping that, maybe it would pick up, and it just never did. So, I mean, it's 3 times the work for 1/4 the views. So that's really what that comes down to. And I mean, unfortunately, if I had a big enough channel where it, I was just making money hand over fist, it wasn't an issue. But the problem is, the way that the YouTube algorithm is set up is a bad video starts a cascade effect where if you have a bad video, they will send the next video that you do, they will notify less subscribers because they're like, well, people weren't interested in that last video. So we're not going to let as many people know for the next group. And then if you have another bad video, well, they're like, oh, well, now we're going to let even less people know that you put out a new video because that makes sense, So consequently, you really gotta try to be consistent, average views and above, and always, moving up. So, have I ever watched the TV show Odyssey 5 with Peter Weller? I just talked about Odyssey 5 in the video on numbers that I put out on Friday. Michelle Harrison, love the channel. Thank you so much. And Timothy again with the super chat. You should explore Zack Snyder's Sucker Punch. You know what? The girl who was my friend Bryn, who I had on the Man of Steel video, where she did the little diatribe on Sucker Punch. I've been meaning to do Sucker Punch forever. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I should. Sucker Punch is awesome. Never liked Rom much. I always thought Rom was awesome. I think Rom doesn't get enough love. And of course now if they do a Rom movie, it's not going to be good. What's all this then? Hi Ice. Thank you for the super chat. Is the Canon film Thunder Road review about the tricked out semi on the horizon? That's one of the few Canon films that I haven't seen. Now the thing is, Canon, a lot of people, they put out a lot of movies in a very short period of time. So there's some that I just haven't seen yet. So I honestly don't know. Would you have liked to see Richard Matheson's original vision for Jaws 3 before it got ruined by the script doctors? Actually, was that the I wanted to see Joe Dante's Jaws 3. That was Jaws 3 People Zero. That was like a complete like spoof satire. I thought that would have been hilarious, but instead I don't dislike Jaws 3D, but I think that Jaws 3 People Zero would have been an amazing movie, but we sadly did not get that. Let's see. Shockwave starring Peter Cushing and Carradine. I played the Shockwaves video game on. Well, no, I did do Surf Nazis already, but I mean, I would do an exploring Surf Nazis video. Small Brain Paul Atreides is good. Big Brain Paul Atreides is bad. Genius Brain, it's about giant worms. The Annoying E, how are you? Two best thing about Surf Nazis are both on Diane Copeland. Yeah, Diane Copeland, it was funny. That I put out that video, and every now and then I just get people that will put in chat, they'll put the timestamp and just damn. Yeah. Diane Copeland, she was only in a couple of movies, and then she got married to Mixmaster Mike from the Beastie Boys. And, I think she started selling whatever. She is a pretty lady. She still looks good. Good for her. But she was in Killer Workout, and she had a little bit more of a, well, I shouldn't say she had a little bit more. She had a much bigger role in Killer Workout than she did in Surf Nazis. Surf Nazis, she just showed up in a bathing suit, and everybody loved it. Any chance of covering Shockwaves? Probably.
The French.
It's on the to-do list. When is Phantasm 2 coming out? Eventually. I mean, these things, as I've stated, they take time. And I mean, right now my dance card is pretty much full for the year. But things jockey for position all the time. For example, last October, I was working on a video for Something Wicked This Way Comes. And that was going to be my big Halloween episode. But I had gotten the opportunity to talk to Cliff and Derek from...
The French.
I had gotten the opportunity to talk to Cliff and Derek from Afflicted, guys who I had been trying to get a hold of for 8 years. And so I was like, oh my God, this is going to be the Halloween episode. So I ended up moving everything out of the way to get that done. So now this year's big Halloween episode is going to be Something Wicked This Way Comes, which has a great story behind it, which not a lot of people have heard of. So hope you cover Kill Cruise at some point. Live that movie in the 90s, HBO. Nice.
The French.
Let's see. Davian Donaldson, have a good night. Take care. The algorithm is a fickle beast. Subscription page is way more reliable than random recommendations. Yeah, it's wacky. Favorite Orson Welles film? Oh boy. I am probably, let me see. Let me just make sure there's none that I'm forgetting.
The French.
I'm going to go with History of the World Part 1.
The French.
Well, he did the narration for that. All right. Serious answer. It's going to be cliche, but how can you not say Citizen Kane? I mean, come on. The movie, people are still like borrowing from Citizen Kane. Let's see. Don't let the FBI, CIA keep you from speaking the truth about Super Mario Brothers. Yes, love Super Mario Brothers. I really, I'm excited to show my son that at some point, because I just got the 4K from Umbrella, and hell yeah. Why doesn't the algorithm let your viewers decide? YouTube is something exactly like that's what I don't understand. Like there are people that love what I do. That think I quit because they stopped YouTube decided to stop putting my videos in their feed, or they unsubscribe them. And it's infuriating. Like that's the thing that I don't understand about YouTube. If you when here's, I'm not going to go too much inside baseball because I know it's probably really boring for you guys. But when when somebody subscribes to a channel, to me, I want to be notified whenever they put up a new video because I may not watch it like that second. Holy crap, guys. This is awesome. But hold, you know what? I'll get, oh God, I know I had said, you know what? I had said I was going to not get distracted in my answering questions. So I'm going to try to keep answering them one at a time. I don't think it's so dumb because if you like, imagine you subscribe to a like magazine, and then the company that gives you the magazine, they just decide that they're just gonna not send you the magazine for a couple of months. It's like, well, no, I subscribed so that I could get every magazine. And it's like, yeah, but you won't like this one. It's like, well, how about you send me what I subscribe to? And it's the same mentality here. Like, if I am like, it's so hard to get somebody to click that button to subscribe. And then it's like, well, then they need to click the bell. There are studies that prove that people don't like things. They don't want to push the button. It's like hard enough to get them to subscribe, but then to get them to select, notify me every time. And then beyond that, for an actual doing that, and then you still don't get notified whenever they put out a new video. It is so dumb. So yeah, I can't stand the algorithm. The reason why they have it so goofy is so that they can manipulate it to whoever they really want. Like if there's a vlogger that ticks all the right boxes, they'll send all the that person. Every person that signs up to that will get notified. Every person that's but some other channel for some arbitrary unknown reason will not get updates the way that they should. Anyway, Lightning Point. Who remember on T-Nick 2013 really on YouTube? Yeah, it's on in YouTube on very, very, very good quality. I love Lightning Point. Such a great show. Who hasn't seen the PG-13 video? Enough of us to change the suggested videos at the end of your update. Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of become like such a staple. Well, the thing is, the PG-13, ironically, the PG-13 video got age-gated. How's that for YouTube? Like, no, you must be 18 plus to watch this video about PG-13. Oh, okay, YouTube. More GBF unscripted stories. I don't really have any more. Do Stuttering John's movie. Oh, Skull! Who are these podcasts? I know, God, hasn't Tony been on Who Are These Podcasts? I would totally go on there. I'm just glad that they're not shitting on me. They're fucking funny. But they go after Opie, and they go after Stuttering John, and yeah, I dropped that thing a while ago where I was talking about the Dabbler verse. It's just fucking funny. You're the best person in history, Cecil. Thank you, the big one. It is appreciated. Why favorite Time Cop? Remember in part 7, entering based on what? Have you considered Warehouse 13 for the show with numbers? Warehouse 13, I have it in another compilation. I think I have that as one of the many shows that was
Forever into eternity.
I just saw me getting distracted. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm totally paying 100% attention. I'm not all over the place. I'm doing very good, I think. I'm answering one question at a time. The Warehouse 13, I have that on a shows that are like Friday the 13th, the series, where it's, they're collecting things. So, yeah. I have a thing on the Action Pack. That was Cleopatra 2525, Jack of all trades, Tech War. Yeah, I'm doing a video for Action Pack soon-ish. Watching you forever, bro. Greetings from Spain. Kenny Metal. Thank you, man. I'm always amazed, how worldly this whole thing has become. It's crazy to me, like that. I love that it's being seen just all over the place. Oh, you see, yes, Randall, you noticed I had Zardoz in there. The gun is good. The penis is bad. Did you see the Chuck Norris as a cop fighting a demon in Israel canon film? Chuck finding a demon in Israel. Probably, because I've seen a lot. I've seen almost all, if the canon Chuck Norris films. The Octagon, Missing in Action, all those. Pretty sure. I don't recall what the name is, but it sounds really familiar. Am I a fan of Dune? Have I seen?
The French.
Am I a fan of Dune? Have I seen part 2 yet? I like Dune, the old David Lynch movie, and I liked the Sci-Fi Channel Dune. I have not seen Dune 2 yet, simply because I just haven't had time to get to the theater. And the last time I was there, somebody was busy fucking the popcorn buckets. So no, I have not seen Dune 2 yet. Here's an idea. Explore the Jacksons, The Triumph. Can you feel it? Short film. That music video I have seen so many times. That was on the Thriller home release, where you could watch the making of Thriller, and it also had Can You Feel It? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Thank you for the super chat. Wayne Walcott, have been a huge fan for years. Any plans to re-review your old videos that were on the other channel? Was it Blip movies like Motel Class 1999? Yes. Yeah, it was Blip. It was Blip TV. That was the first 37. I've redone a bunch of them already. I redid Class of 1999. I redid Revenge of the Ninja. I redid Don't Open Till Christmas. Redid The Stuff. But there's a lot of them that I have been very slowly redoing. I'm going to do Chopping Mall, Curse 2 The Bite, Cool as Ice. Cool as Ice. I'll tell you guys another fun story here. Cool as Ice. A couple years ago, I got contacted by somebody who was working on the Cool as Ice special edition it was going to be released in Europe. It was going to be Region 2. So they had asked me to do a very special video for Cool as Ice. So I put together an episode for a Good Bad Flicks episode of Cool as Ice, and I sent it to them, and then it sat and didn't hear anything for the longest time. And then they'd asked me if I could re-export a new copy. So I re-exported a new copy. I did it, and sent it out to them. It ended up being just fucking an uncompressed one. So it ended up being like 9 gigs, which a couple years ago took forever to transfer. So I sent it to them. They got it. I was like, okay, great. Years go by, and I'm like, is this ever going to get released? And they're like, well, there's some drama with it, and it's, and then the guy who was doing who was like in charge of the remaster died. And so the whole thing kind of went into flux. Now, during that time, Kino Lorber got the movie and then remastered it and released it in the US. So I was like, all right, cool. At least it's out, but it didn't have my video on it. But I had no, I didn't do anything with Kino Lorber, so of course it wouldn't be on there. So then about a year later, the movie finally comes out in Europe with interviews with Vanilla Ice and stuff, and my video was not on it. I was like, I have been sitting on this for so long. So part of me wanted to release it, to put it on YouTube and be like, hey, here's this video I worked on. But then I was like, you know what? I want to do a better version of it. So that's one I'm going to redo. I'm going to redo Cool as Ice. I'm kind of sad that my video is not on there because I would like to have been like how I was part of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties history. I would like to be part of Cool as Ice history. But alas, it did not happen. So, you going to review or do an exploring of Vampirella with Roger Daltrey from The Who? The story behind that making video is hilarious. Another atheist, maybe. I mean, I'm doing a ton of Corman stuff. I'm writing the Foreman. At least I didn't say foreskin. I'm writing the foreword for a book that I can't say yet, but when I can announce it, it's pretty cool. It has to do with Corman. But anyway. Oh wow, am I that far behind? Aerobicide. Keisha, have a great stream. Oh, Elephant, thank you. Enjoy your concert. I'll ask you how the concert went on Friday. Any thoughts on Mike Flanagan's Midnight Mass? Haven't seen it yet.
The French.
I love Flanagan. I haven't seen any of his shows, quite frankly. Do you ever rewatch Tracks with Shadow Stevens? I haven't seen rewatch Tracks in a while, but Shadow had reached out to me. I don't know if you've heard the story before. I'll tell it again. I'm sorry. But Shadow had reached out to me after I did the video and was like, I had tried to buy the rights of the movie back from, because the movie ended up going to HBO, and HBO owns the rights to it. And he's like, I want to buy the rights, get it remastered, and release the director's cut of Tracks. He's like, because I think that there's a really good movie in there, and I mean, and it hasn't made it to any platforms. I mean, and so he said HBO basically told him that they would rather bury the film than have it out there again. And that just to me is so dumb. It's like, all right, so you have this thing that's not making you any money. You could sell it and make you some money, but then you wouldn't own it anymore. Like, what's the point of having it if no one's ever going to see it? So he was very sad. And he tried to do a cut that was a little more in line with what he had with the existing footage, and just it just didn't work because it was missing too much stuff. So where are my older videos? They used to be on a website called Blip TV that went away a long time ago. Disney bought them and took them out in the backyard and shot them like Old Yeller, and they are no more, but I have been slowly re-releasing them over the years. When is Care Bears 2 coming out? My wife loves the Care Bears. How many super chats to get a duo stream with Brandon? I don't know. That's up to Brandon. Like, because really he's the one with the wacky schedule. But we did a 2022. Me, Brandon, and Grim, we did a live riff of the Claw of Evil at the Sci-Fi Horror Con, or Sci-Fi Horror, I always say con, Sci-Fi Horror Fest in Vernon, New York. That was a lot of fun. Although I had a lot of fun. They didn't have a lot of fun. They were cranky. But we had fun. But yeah, Brandon, I mean, we've done stuff before. Me and Brandon on my buddy Peter's stream.
The French.
We watched some really, really bad movies. We watched that one with where we watched the Bigfoot rape movie. Oh god, that was terrible. But then I got everybody to watch Bollywood Evil Dead, and everything was great. Have I been playing Helldivers? No, because I am not a very good team player. Marty Moose, I went live. How about that? How about that? Love your channel. Found so many great movies from your recommendations. Thank you, man. Glad to steer you in some good directions. Shane White, good to see you too. Yes, Eric Carmen died. What was it, today? That's terrible. Because the first, like, so all I could think of was Hungry Eyes. I'm like, oh no. Michael Flesh, thank you for the super chat. Can we do Taxi Race on YouTube? Would you cover 2004 Unaired Pilot of Modern Men for a new Unaired Pilot episodes? I wanted to do a thing called Pilot Season, but of course, Pilot Season has already been used way too many times. So I want to do something, but it's kind of like exploring, but it's about TV show pilots. And I have one half in the mix. So, but yeah, it's about aired and unaired pilots. I think it'll be really interesting if I can get it off the ground. What are my thoughts on the Hong Kong action movie Legacy of Rage starring Brandon Lee? Honestly, haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of Brandon Lee, but I think that might be the only Brandon Lee I haven't seen. Brandon show up on me. Yeah, Brandon stops into my my Twitch streams every now and then. He's a good egg. Ooh, I am like ooh. Oh, there we go, Michael. Thank you for all you do. Your favorite are graduation day, happy birthday, and me, and final exam. Are you ever going to do Burning and Blood Rage? Yes. Yes to both of those. I don't know when, but both of those are going to happen at some point. Let's see. Ooh, let me catch up. You should do RoboCop 2. Very underrated. I have RoboCop 2 props, my good sir. I have a piece of the bank wall from the scene early on in the film. I have some nuke canisters. I have some fake money. I have some letterhead from said bank. Yeah, I have it all nice and framed up. Love RoboCop 2. What are my top 5 trauma movies, but no surf Nazis? All right. My top 5 trauma movies off the top of my head, Toxic Avenger, let's see, Tromeo and Juliet, Toxic Avenger, Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD, maybe Rabid Grannies,
the French.
and my favorite trauma film is Toxic Avenger 2. So, not any. I mean, with the exception of that one, all the other ones aren't in order. But those are some of my favorites. Romeo and Juliet's awesome. I would probably say Romeo and Juliet might be number 2. Actually, you know what? I think it'll probably be Toxic Avenger 2, Toxic Avenger 1, Romeo and Juliet, Sergeant Kabuki Man, maybe Trauma's War over Rabid Grannies. I'd have to go back. I haven't seen him in a while. I know about Ryan's Babe. I got one of the guys that was involved in the Ryan's Babe restoration sent it to me. I've been meaning to do a video on it because I think the story is way more interesting than the actual movie. You know what? I started working on The Lamp / The Outing, and I stopped because I just wasn't feeling it at the time. But I've done that to a few videos where I've done it and then I've came back to it, and I like Night of the Comet I started working on and then I stopped and I came back like a year later and finished. So I might I'll probably do The Outing at some point. And it's a good thing that I waited because then I think not Vinegar Syndrome, but one of their sub distributors, they restored it like with the extra stuff. F is for fake or touch of evil, but now you want to add a third man. The best film goes to I love Doctor Strangelove. That movie, I remember just the whole Slim Pickens thing is just awesome. I was unsubscribed from Roanoke Gaming Channel once every week for a month. They had to keep subscribing. Good grief. YouTube. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, I am. Holy crap! That was like an hour ago. Let me try to zoom through these a little bit better. Let's see where we got questions. There shouldn't be a limit to 3 video. Let me hit the bell. Exactly. Tell me all the videos. Oh, Platypus Man. Yeah, Platypus Man was good stuff. Favorite animated movie? Oh God. I honestly don't know. God, I really don't know. One of my thoughts on Wonder Woman from 2017. It was one of my favorite movies from 2017. Loved it. Thought it was great. Jeremy, smash that like button so you will miss a month of uploads. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, that is sadly true. And Thomas, yes. How you doing, man? Good to see you over here. I don't know what you mean. I never get distracted. I get distracted. You've seen me on my Twitch streams. I get distracted all the time. I'm trying to zoom here. Thank you for all you. Oh, right, I did that one again, Michael. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hellbound. That was the Chuck Norris movie. Okay. See, it all comes to pass. Thoughts on horror movie remakes? There's too many of them. They need to stop. Vanilla Ice is the nicest guy in the world now. You know what? Like, he grew up, and I mean, you know, he got humbled, and he grew from it. And I have such a soft spot for him. I actually have I have a friend of mine who friend of mine, also my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law used to work for Miramax, and he was in good with they had a deal with like a record company, and so he had gotten me a really rare piece of Vanilla Ice merch. It was a profile picture of him that was hanging in the what was it, Columbia? It was hanging in the Columbia offices for a while when he was huge, and then of course it all came down when they put up like, you know, grunge and stuff. So Timothy again, giving you extra just for that singing chorus. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Do I have ADHD? You seem to be distracted so easily. I don't have ADHD at all, but it's something that when you've got all of these questions coming at you, and you've got the alert sounds going off and all that, like it's a lot to distract you. So I try to stay I was really unfocused last week because it was so much was going on. Like this chat was going 100 miles an hour, and it was just impossible to stay focused. But with this, I mean, it's a little more chill. But even still, like, I mean, I'm going on a story, and I'll see something or a noise will go off or whatnot, and it, you know, you have to stop, you know, to let the alert play. And it's not as easy as you would think. which, if you've ever done something like this, it's not the easiest thing. And I just imagine you're trying to have a conversation and you have a lot of people that all want your attention, and then there are noises that are getting your attention away. I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to. It's, hey, I'm it's a way of people saying, hey, I love you, here's some here's some support, and it is insanely appreciated. But it's easy to kind of get just, I mean, there are some people who on the bigger channels who like don't even acknowledge the super chats, like under like a certain amount, which to me is ridiculous. Like, I think that it's just insane. Like, you're like, everything adds up, and I think that it's very rude to not at least say thank you. So, like, there's a streamer that I stopped following because he was talking about how he was at a point where he wasn't going to acknowledge like any of the alerts. And I was just like, well, that's like, I can imagine, I understand if you're playing a game, you're in a real heated moment and you don't acknowledge an alert as it's going off. But if you're just chatting and they're sending you, subscriptions or follows or whatnot, and you're not saying thank you, just a dick maneuver. Discordian. Have to catch this on replay, but what's your favorite episode of Tales from the Crypt? Fond of the Timothy Dalton Werewolf Hunter one. I like the one with Joe Pesci, where he's playing the twin, so he can, like, he's one guy, but he's playing a twin so that he can have sex with the two twin sisters, and then they cut him in half. I like that one. What's my thought on the Exorcist prequels? It's a series that doesn't need not a series. It's a franchise that shouldn't be a franchise. I don't mind them, but I don't really think that they're 100% necessary. Disney has 30 years of It's a Wonderful. Yeah, they're sitting. Oh, that's true. I mean, thankfully, some people started uploading the It's a Wonderful World of Disney to YouTube. But the fact that they're not putting them on Disney Plus is goddamn ridiculous. Like, what's the point of Disney Plus if you're not going to put everything that you own on there? Filthy McNasty. Oh. Are you having a Vegemite sandwich? The HBO story reminds me of the most cartoon channels would rather own it all than a portion. Yeah. What are my thoughts? Oh, yeah, I already answered that one. Oh, wow. Questions are all right. Now that's the other thing too. Some questions are like jumping back here. All right, so I answered that one. Thank you for the super chat too, Discordian. Have you heard that Neve Campbell is returning for Scream 7? Did they? I guess they finally threw enough money at her. When am I going to cover Clan of the Cave Bear? I don't know. That's one of my wife's favorite book series, which I didn't know was a book series until we started dating, and she was reading reading it at the time. There we go. Look at that. All right, so it's given me Twitch updates too. Tiffany Hoffman, I don't know when I'm going to cover Clan of the Cave Bear. But it is on my radar. Would you do a long watch along of Crow Stairway to Heaven? Probably. Over on the Discord. That would be a fun one to do. Who's my favorite character from my favorite show? Oh boy. I would probably, I mean, I'd have to go Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation. I mean, hell, I named my son after him. My favorite cartoon from the 90s. Um, did I don't know, Samurai Pizza Cats, did that go into the 90s? Am I bidding on Prop Store or Planet Hollywood auctions? I didn't bid on it. Actually, one of the guys that worked on the props sent it to me. Most of the props I have, I got from people sending them to me. I got some of the Blob from the movie The Blob from 88 or 86 or 88. The 1980s Blob. I've got some of that on my desk. The RoboCop thing, one of the guys that worked on that sent me that. I've got I did buy this. I bought a replica of a Krite from Critters, but it is cast from the same mold that they used for the movie. So it is a screen perfect replica. I've got other shit. I've got a piece of the trap that killed the redhead in Wrong Turn. I mean, I'm lucky that I got a Scream mask from Scream 3 that was signed by Liev Schreiber. Yeah, I've got some cool shit. I've got a signed poster from Starship Troopers with almost the entire cast. That one was huge. You had to shut off Ryan's Babe. It's not a good movie, but I'm telling you, the story behind it is insane. Like, it's really something. Do you consider Blade the greatest R-rated Marvel movie of all time? Probably. Because how many of them are there? There's not very many. I think I might like Blade 2 more than Blade, but I do love Blade. Hell, I think it's awesome. Vinegar Syndrome's really been branching out. They did a 4K restoration of Roadhouse. Yeah, like I love Vinegar Syndrome, but they've been making some very odd choices, like some stuff that's kind of outside the realm of their, like they did Sidekicks and stuff. And like I'm glad because it's going to bring them more attention and more money. But honestly, like Shout Factory already did Roadhouse, and I don't know, I would rather them, and it wasn't like they didn't know. Like the Shout Factory Blu-ray had been out for a while. So, I honestly would rather them take that money and put it towards some like bizarre shit that needs to get restored. But on the flip side, them doing Roadhouse probably paid for a whole bunch of movies because that, sold like gangbusters. So I don't know. Who's my favorite female DC superhero? I mean, it's cliche, but it's Wonder Woman. Gotta go with the classics. But I mean, as far as like, if you're gonna talk about favorite hero, I go Green Lantern, and I go Kyle Rayner Green Lantern because I like the variations on Green Lantern, but I don't know. I vibed more with Kyle and Zatanna. I do like Zatanna a lot, but the thing is, there haven't been a lot of really good. There haven't been as many good Zatanna stories as there. Zatanna usually has some great stories like within like Justice League International and stuff. But there haven't been a lot of really good standalone Zatanna books, which is sad. Do you ever get angry at the Criterion guest picks? No, but mostly because I very seldom see what they are. Nymphoid Barbarian and Dinosaur Hell is an interesting story behind it. I don't know the story behind that, so I will be curious to see what that is. I will talk to Uncle Lloyd. Lloyd Kaufman is going to be at the Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Keep doing it. Sci-Fi Horror Fest in August of this year with me and other people. I think CJ Graham is coming back too, but It'll be really cool to say hi to Lloyd. Favorite female DC superhero is Katana. Nice. You know what? I am waiting for the 4K releases to actually be released. Before I really pass judgment. Was meant to mean you have ADHD and everything distracts me. Oh no, another atheist. I didn't take it like as a negative. I was just saying like it's like I was just being honest. It can be a little distracting. Okie doke. Wow, it's so funny. The chat just it'll go along and then it'll jump ahead and I'll kind of miss stuff. Comic Girl, how you doing? All right, I think I might be. There we go. This. No one seems to talk about Inner Space. I love Inner Space. Thank you for the super chat. Inner Space is great. Such a fun little movie. No, Guy Gardner. Yeah, Guy is okay. I mean, it's usually like Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner. But I've always been fond about Kyle Rayner. There was a good Zatanna and Constantine. The New 52 stuff with Zatanna and Constantine was really good. I did enjoy a lot of those. Cassandra Cain is her favorite. Yes. That's why I got really mad at Suicide Squad. They took Cassandra Cain and made her into a whiny bitch. Like also they could like overinflate Harley Quinn. My God, did I not like that movie. I was very angry at that. Like they made Harley Quinn's voice even more annoying. It just I didn't like it. Kevin Williamson is going to direct Scream 7.
The French.
Did he? He's directed before, hasn't he? I mean, if not, that's a big risk getting him in there, because I know, I mean, he's been there since the beginning as the writer, but he directed Teaching Mrs. Tingle, which I thought was fine. So I think that he could, granted that was a long time ago, but that'd be interesting. I don't know. I have yet to see the last one. I saw 5 and liked it way more than I was expecting. So, and I think that they should stop putting the numbers in the frickin' name. Drives me nuts. The problem is that you can't read any of comments from 100 users on the chat. 25 or 50 could be easy, but 200, your eyes are screwed. Yeah, it's hard to kind of like parse and go through, and some of them are just, hi and whatnot. Some of them are questions, so it is hard to kind of make sure that I'm trying to talk to everybody. Oh, you're in New Zealand, not Australia. Well, didn't you say Down Under? Isn't Down Under usually Australia? But up in the land of Kiwi. I did not bid them, I stole them. I did not. What are my thoughts on the Pet Sematary remake? I have it. I have yet to watch it. Roadhouse, Roadhouse video would probably be fun. Oh, I love the. You know what? I want to do a Punisher thing, but there's the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. There's no stopping it. Ooh, we haven't had one of those in a little bit. There's no stopping it. I think the Dolph Lundgren Punisher is my personal favorite. I do love the Thomas Jane Punisher, and I do have a soft spot for Punisher Warzone because it's so brutal. But all three of them have all three have their pros. I don't think that any of them are bad. I think all three of them are good. All three of them excel in different areas. I would say that the Thomas Jane Punisher is probably the most, I don't want to say faithful, but it feels the most like the Punisher. The Dolph Lundgren one I love, but it takes a lot of liberties, but it's still awesome. And then the Punisher Warzone is it's just brutal. I just love he shoots the dude's face off. God damn it. It's so good. Karl Marx with the super chat. Thank you, dude. Why do they? Oh, the new Roadhouse. I have no interest in it. I do think it's hilarious where they're like, it's 100% rotten on or 100% rotten. It's 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And it's like, yeah, there's 5 reviews of it up. You managed to pick the first 5 that were positive, and we're like, oh shit, we got to talk about this now before the negative ones come in. You've been following me since the early 2010s. Dr. Mad Studio. Holy crap, dude. One of the massive OG ones. That was when I started. That was Visionaries, Josh Kang. Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. I have seen Idle Hands. Idle Hands is fun. That was the movie that introduced the world to Jessica Alba. So, yay. Yeah, the Dolph Lundgren director's cut was awesome. I imported that. I don't think that's ever actually officially been released in the U.S., but I imported that, and it's awesome. It is so good. And then there's the work print that's even bloodier. The remake of Roadhouse is getting positive buzz out of South by Southwest, but I really don't like UFC, so I don't know. Like it just, there are certain movies that are from a time, and I don't think that, even if it's like has better fights and stuff, because Roadhouse wasn't about the fight scenes. Roadhouse was just about the vibe. You know, it was Dalton was the man, you know? Have you considered doing a castle? You know what? I have. I want to do something for the Dark, like Castle and William Castle and Dark Castle. I haven't gotten everything figured out yet. Like a lot of things I have on my like to do, but I just don't have the angle that I want to do yet. So Dark Angel was what introduced you to Jessica Alba. Yeah, Dark Angel was she basically got the Dark Angel gig because of Idle Hands. And then yeah, Dark Angel. What's hilarious about Dark Angel, in a sad way, Dark Angel, they did the first they did Dark Angel and they did Serenity. Both shows did bad. Both shows did bad in the ratings. Not like, and then the head of Fox was like, well, the reason why they're not doing well is we have too many sci-fi shows. And the audience doesn't want sci-fi shows, which is bullshit. So they were like, we got to cancel one of them. And so they ended up canceling Firefly. They ended up canceling Firefly because they decided, they're like, well, James Cameron did Dark Angel, so it just needs another season to get its footing. And so what they did with the second season, they completely retooled it and did a almost entirely different show. And I still liked it. I liked both seasons of Dark Angel, but just season 2 is a lot different than season 1. And then that did really bad. And they did the typical, run episodes out of order, not show certain episodes. preempt it for other shit, and then they wondered why it got bad ratings, and then they had to cancel it. So Ryan Coyle, been following since Angry Orange Cat Productions 2011. Would love another retro NES stream. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. That's crazy. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, I do plan on eventually doing some game streams and whatnot. If I play like some NES games, you can see how much I suck at like old platformers and stuff. Although there's God, I remember we were on Twitch. I think I spent like 8 hours one night trying to beat Total Recall. And oh my God, that game was brutal. Never saw Dark Angel. You know what? Let me see something. Let's see. Just one. Is it streaming anywhere? Dark Angel is not streaming anywhere. See, that's bullshit. Like, Fox is now the property of Disney. Like, all these shows should be on. You want me to get Disney Plus? I'm not gonna get Disney Plus because Disney can eat a dick. But you want me to hypothetically get Disney Plus? Put put those shows on there. Like, that's ridiculous. You're just sitting on free money, you know. Jeff Healy Band helped make Roadhouse better. Roadhouse is just good across the board, man. Dollhouse, that's another. The thing that really sucks about Dollhouse, though, it really bothers me. Was Eliza Dushku was going through like some emotional like shit at the time when she was doing Dollhouse, and it was really Whedon took advantage of her and cheated on his wife with her while he was the showrunner for Dollhouse. And so that really tainted the show for me because it's like, oh God, Whedon, God damn you. Oh, we have another bring back the old thing. Do I have to? I should just have a copy pasta on the old theme song and why I don't use it anymore. When you hear Dark Angel, the first thing that comes to mind is Full Moon's Dark Angel: The Ascent. Good choice, man. I got Charles Band when he found out that was one of my favorite Full Moon movies. He sent me an autographed picture from the one of the not title cards, one of the promo cards for it. But that was killer. Love Dark Angel. It's one of the underappreciated Full Moon movies. Not a lot of people talk about it. What's funny about Alba for me is that you're a friend of her from Idle Hands, but you didn't see anything from her until Sin City. It's almost like 15 years. She always mentioned. Well, she did a lot of stuff there. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, typical male feminist Whedon. Ugh. After catching a horrendous flu worse than COVID, you're losing momentum to it. I deserve some humor. Can't wait to see some Roy Chubby Brown live in October. All right, dude. I am really, really, really sad about that, but I do hope that my videos can bring you a little bit of joy, and I hope that going to see Roy Chubby Brown will get you laughing. Good stuff. I love Buffy. Like Buffy, I kind of take it. I've just disassociated it. That's one where he did right, but there was a lot of other people directing and stuff. Holy moly! There we go. There's one day maybe I'll explain. The Burger Jesus is like God from the Wayback Machine on Twitch. Now I gotta see. Why did that not come up? All right. I gotta go. Hold on. Let me jump in over here. There we go. Richie Dude with the $5 donation, man. Been watching for a long time. Thank you for all you do. Am I a metalhead? Thoughts on the Spawn reboot? Your favorite comic? Also, Maximum Overdrive, one of your favorite movies. Well, first of all, thank you so much. Am I a metalhead? I think I've made that pretty clear in my videos where I have repeatedly made all sorts of references to everything from King Diamond to Overkill to Toxic. Love metal. I have been in shitty metal bands a large portion of my life. I love and adore. I mean, thrash metal is probably my favorite genre, but just metal across the board. I listen to all kinds, everything from folk metal to speed metal to metalcore, all kinds of stuff. So yes, huge metalhead. Thoughts on a Spawn reboot? I'm curious, but we shall see. I would love for a good Spawn reboot, but every time I hear Todd McFarlane talking about it, it sounds like it's a Sam and Twitch movie that Spawn just so happens to be in, as opposed to a Spawn movie with Sam and Twitch in it. I love Maximum Overdrive. I'm going to do a video on Maximum Overdrive eventually. So, I come in peace. I come in peace. Love that movie. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta get more info on I Come in Peace. I have like enough for maybe like half an episode. I gotta that was Baxley, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah, I gotta do that one. If you see what Disney hasn't done with anything with the Fox, well, they're just taking all the Fox properties and not doing anything with them except for remaking them. You know, remaking them under the Disney brand. So it's gonna be, yeah. Well, she did. But she did the Bring It On, like, but that was it Bring It On was before Dollhouse, wasn't it? Watch your videos when I was in the ICU in 22. Oh my god, dude. Well, I hope that I mean you made it, so awesome. I hope they help to alleviate a little bit of your misery while you're in the ICU. I like the Garbage Pail Kids movie. It's a really bad movie. It's a very weird movie, but I think if you like a lot of the junk that I talk about, you'll probably like the Garbage Pail Kids movie. I just saw didn't Whedon insert himself as the primary villain for Buffy season 6? God, it's been so long since I've seen. I don't remember. I haven't done a full series run of Buffy in a while. I do have a very soft spot for it. Although I wonder, going back and watching it, is if it would have the same effect. You know, Dr. Mad, have a good night, man. Thanks for hanging, dude. Your recommended 2009 zombie movie with a twist called The Revenant. Did you ever check it out? I think so. Sounds familiar. Excuse me, let me look that up real quick. The Revenant. 2009. There's a 2015 one. There's 2009, a horror movie buddy cop film. Or a horror. David Anders. No, don't think I've seen this one. Interesting. Let me see if it's anywhere. Revenant. The Rev. It's probably going to have a hard time because the fucking Leo DiCaprio one. No, it is not streaming. Now, see, in the old days, what sucks is I used to just be like, oh my God, all right, this isn't, I'll just get it from Netflix. Now Netflix is in around, Netflix had an incredible DVD selection of shit. Like so many movies where it's like, oh, this isn't available for streaming. And then I would just rent it from Netflix. And now they're not around anymore. Well, I mean, they are, but that whole aspect, all those movies are just gone. Couldn't I say the same? Well, you know what? The reason why I say that about Dollhouse, lots of people work on it. It's never, but the thing is, like, it was happening during Dollhouse is what the difference is. So, Cassie Sandsmark's your favorite incarnation of Wonder Girl. Tech support stories. Love your videos. Great sense of humor and editing. Thank you so much, man. New King Diamond is coming out. That was one of the last great things that happened before everything went to poop in 2022. Me and my wife, we saw King Diamond in late 2019, and he put on an amazing show. I am so happy because there's a lot of bands where you worry, you're like, oh, they're older. Is it going to be good? Oh my God, King still delivered.
The French.
I was so happy to see King live. It was great, man. I would love Michael Jai White to play Spawn, but he won't, just sadly. Chopping Mall video coming at some point. I don't know when, but Chopping Mall was actually my second video I ever did. But it's oh God, it's so bad. It had a really good gag in the beginning, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing Chopping Mall again. Joshua Perrin, thank you for the super chat, man. Do I like House 2, the second story? Yes, but not as much as House 1. House 1 I think is terrific. House 2 I think is fun, but it is not as good as the first one. And House 3 is not even a house movie. House 3 was the horror show that they shoehorned into House to make it a franchise. Just finished the New Mutants. Oh, fuck. I forgot. I got to watch the New Mutants. Wish the gore footage from Maximum Overdrive still existed. Never say never, because sometimes people just find shit. So it is very possible that, they might go digging through and find somebody put it in a tin somewhere. But yeah, they're if you want to see like what some of the gore was, there's a issue of Fangoria that had some shots of like the gore, and a lot of it got cut from the actual movie, which is a bummer. Have you ever seen a zombie movie called Exit Humanity? Seriously underrated. No. I've never seen it. I'll give it a look. Oh, what about the uncut lost footage of Event Horizon? Yeah. I mean, they went and they found it in a fucking salt mine, but they got like some of the footage, but not all of the footage. So that's a bummer. But I mean, hey, they found a master print for Dog Soldiers. So anything's possible, I miss cable horror B-movie hosts. Thank you for scratching that itch and adding content. Context of things long forgotten. Oh, thank you, Wooly Bully. Yeah, I think, in a way, I mean, I've been influenced by, I've been influenced big time by Joe Bob Briggs, And in a way, not so much Elvira. I love Elvira. I was in a documentary with Cassandra, but I just I gravitate more towards Stella from Saturday Night Dead because that was what I grew up with. Like I was watching Stella on Saturday Night Dead, or more appropriately, Saturday Night Dead. For those of you who don't know, over here in the tri-state area, which is out here on the East Coast, they used to run a show called Saturday Night Dead after Saturday Night Live. So, and what it was Stella, who was the man-eater from Manayunk, who was a lot like Elvira. She was a horror host, and she would come out and do all kinds of innuendo jokes, and they would run a variety of movies. And that was where I saw The Incredible Melting Man for the first time, was watching Stella and Saturday Night Dead. So so that influenced me too. Like in a way, I kind of see myself as like a horror host, a horror historian, just a narrator, you know, talk about the movies and shit. It amazes me that so much effort and money is spent on a movie and then it doesn't get backups. Yeah, isn't that crazy? How like they'll just like, I mean, look at the was it Acme versus John Cena or whatever? Like holy crap. They're gonna destroy like the movie. They have to prove that it was destroyed, like to get the tax return. So hundreds of people worked on this, and they're just gonna destroy it. It's crazy to me. Oh my God, yes. Big Ben. It looks like Sergeant D from Stormtroopers of Death. United Forces, United Forces. Dick Miller was such a great character actor. Yeah, well, I still need to see his documentary. That guy, Dick Miller. Dick Miller is awesome. Did you ever see the video of him telling Corey Feldman to shut the fuck up? That's awesome. You know what? I watched USA Up All Night with Rhonda Shear and Gilbert Gottfried. Just freaking awesome. One of my favorite vampire movies. Mine are Stakeland 1 and 2, Fright Night, and Blade. Your channel is your favorite for movie reviews. Thank you. Well, thank you, Joshua. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you so much for the question. Stakeland is amazing. As far as vampire movies, that's a really tough one because there's so much variety in vampire movies. Off the top of my head, I would probably go Lost Boys and Blade, maybe Life Force. You know, which again, you know, it's a vampire movie, but it's not your traditional vampire movie. Bram Stoker's Dracula is really incredibly well done. So yeah, lots of really good vampire movies. I'm sad we didn't get The Lost Girls back in the 80s because I think that probably would have been really fun. But now if they do it, it's gonna suck. Innocent Blood, there you go. That's another one. Yeah, with Ann Palo from that movie is really bloody. What about doing Stage Fright Deliria from 1987? That was the one with the owl mask. Yeah, I'm gonna do that at some point. Exit Humanity, Civil War Zombies. You had to read the short story. Oh, nice. Up in New Hampshire, all we got was Creature Double Feature. We got the best out here in Philadelphia. We got Creature Double Feature, Kung Fu Theater. We got USA Up All Night. We got fucking Saturday Night Dead. It was just the best of all worlds. I haven't seen
The French.
I haven't seen Eyes Without a Face in a long time. I remember liking it, but it's been a very long time. Gabrea Bradley, you're a horror and science fiction film historian. Thank you so much, man. It's it really like it's just funny. Like I mean, because I'm I'm me. Like I don't have any ego. I don't have any like I occasionally will joke and be cocky about stuff, but I'm just very humble. I don't I've had a lot of people have telling, oh, you're and it's really special, and it means a lot to me that I've achieved that, because it's one of the things that I always kind of dreamed of, that I would be in this position where I could talk about the movies that I love in on the same level as like the people that I grew up watching, the Stellas and all that. So it's just really, really neat to be able to do that, and to be able to have people that agree, like, yes, you are that guy. It's just killer. You saw The Incredible Melting Man, you were 11, scared the shit out of me. Didn't sleep for a week.
The French.
Yeah, that got me too. Wanted to ask, what are my favorite X-Men and Resident Evil movies? Maybe share some favorite moments or reasons. I Giallo Man, thank you for the super chat. My favorite X-Men movies, I would probably go X-Men 2, Logan, and First Class are probably my three favorites. I think X-Men 2, simply because they struck the right tone. They had a good balance of story and a little bit of humor, and the effects were outstanding, and it was just, they did it really well. Logan is just a masterclass in how to take something like that, to take a comic book story and to do something, beyond what you would normally expect with a comic book movie. It had tons of heart, tons of emotion, and it was just done magnificently. And then First Class, I think, was like your really big, bombastic, like comic book movie. It was like, all right, we've got all of these characters and all of this shit is going on, and it's just really, really well done. The acting is on point. The new characters, they're finding their footing, and it was such a good movie. I really, really enjoyed that. So I think that kicked a lot of ass. And then I did enjoy Days of Future Past too. That one too. I think the last one was when they really fucked it up. The I don't even remember the name of it now, but with Jennifer Lawrence becoming more popular, so they gave her more role, more time.
The French.
And then favorite Resident Evil movies. I enjoy Resident Evil 1 through 5. I think that 1 through 5 are a shit ton of fun. 1 through 5 are so good. 1 being my favorite, but I like all 5 of them. 6 is unwatchable. Like, I don't understand why he would do the finale for the series with a new editor who's like, I am a professional editor by trade. So I could speak out on this as a professional and an expert because I am one. But the guy who edited Resident Evil 6, his editing style seems to be take all the footage, throw it into a wood chipper. Resident Evil 6 is one of the most unwatchable movies I've ever seen. I think the longest frame in the film is like 3 frames. It cuts constantly. It is just so irritating. Oh no, X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, X-Men Apocalypse I liked. I thought it was fine. No, Phoenix was bad. Dark Phoenix was really bad. That one I did not like at all. But I thought that Apocalypse was okay. I thought they finally had Psylocke, and I thought Olivia Munn looked the part, but she wasn't in it for very much. So let me see. Did I do all right? So there was So so I like a lot of the X-Men's, and I like the Resident Evil very much. I know it's a lot to ask, but will you explore The Wiz? The Wiz is a creepy ass movie. The problem is, The Wiz, if memory serves, I'm going to go take a look. I want to make sure. Yes, Sidney Lumet is no longer with us. And a lot of the people involved are no longer with us. So anything that I did would have to be archival. But The Wiz, it's a pretty neat ass movie.
The French.
So I'm not against doing it, but that one would require a significant amount of digging. And I should review Tom Selleck's Runaway. I love Runaway. Runaway is a lot of fun with Kirstie Alley. No matter what anyone would say, The Skin I Live In is the greatest horror movie of all time. So there could be no bigger horror being changed into a woman and being raped by the guy who did it. Wow, that was the Antonio Banderas one, right? Yeah. XT Days of Future Past. Corman's Fantastic Four. I do have a soft spot for Corman's Fantastic Four. I did a video on that back in the Blip days that did not make it to YouTube, but I like the Corman's Fantastic Four. It's corny, but man, it feels Fantastic Four-y. Have I reviewed The Entity? No, but I should. Let's see. Oops, jumped ahead there again. There really has got to be a way to parse. Like I've been trying to look up a way to, like, if there was a subset where I could have like the super chats and then the regular chat. So just so I don't have to keep like scrolling back and forth. Would I join a podcast like Critical Drinkers, Open Bar, Chris Gore's Film Threat? Always enjoyed reviews on here. Ken and Raw, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And would I go on Critical Drinkers, Open Bar? Yes. Getting that exposure would be fantastic. I would love to. Chris Gore is aware of me. But he's never asked me to be on his podcast. Critical Drinker probably doesn't know I exist, which is sad because I've enjoyed some of his stuff, and I would absolutely love that boost. Like, that would be really cool. But again, much like Red Letter Media, they, even though we cover a lot of the same material, they very, very doubtful that they know I exist. So that's the funny thing about YouTube. Now, I do know a lot of YouTubers. Some of them personally, other ones not. But Uh, never really. I mean, the only one I'm really doing anything with on any regularity is Tony from Hack the Movies, because we live near each other, and so it's convenient, and we both cover a lot of the same shit, and he's a good dude, so he's a lot of fun to do commentaries and whatnot with. So, but yeah, fuck yeah, I would absolutely go on either of those shows. Resident Evil 6 is also the worst game. I thought 5, a lot of people didn't like 5, but I think a lot of people coming around on 5. Oh god, I love Albert Pune. Nemesis is one of my all-time favorite movies. I had a friend of mine, my buddy Fred, who was he took care of Tim Thomerson's website, and he knew like Albert personally, and I really wanted to talk to him, but towards the end there, he had like dementia just destroyed him, and he was just not the man that he was. It's really a shame. Albert Pune was awesome. Go watch some Albert Pune. Doll Man. Fucking oh no. Why is that doing that? Weird. Albert Pune. I hit the thing and it restarted my screen. Albert Pune's awesome. Yeah, go watch Nemesis, and you will see one of the greatest action movies of all time. And Underworld, even though I like Underworld ripped off the shooting through the floor gag. Kevin Edwards, it's Cecil. So I know a lot of it's funny. My name is Cecil Trachenberg, but I've been on podcasts where they're like, Cecil, and sometimes I get Cecil Trachtenberg, and I'm like, no, there's no T in there. So they get both names wrong. So yeah, it's Cecil Trachtenberg. Trachtenberg is Michelle Trachtenberg, the very attractive girl from Eurotrip. And I'm like, well, I am glad that it's not spelled the same way, because then family reunions would be really uncomfortable. So, well, Canon Raw, if you have an in with Critical Drinker or Chris Gore and want me to get on their podcast, then go tell them I'll be on. And tell them I'm very flexible. The Wiz is such a weird film. Sidney Lumet is one of the all-time great directors, but he was totally the wrong choice to direct that film. Yeah, isn't that weird when you get like with Dune, where you had Lynch directing it? Absolutely the wrong person to direct it, but we ended up with this weird thing. But yeah, Sidney Lumet doing The Wiz, absolutely the wrong choice for it, but ended up with this just amazingly bizarre film, Yeah, Stan Winston did the makeup. Friggin' Stan. Fantastic Four should have always been played corny. They try to make it too serious. Yeah, I think the Disney one is going to be Disney one's going to play it all wrong. I don't know. You remember you had a comment about a pitch for a horror movie, which sounds amazing. Aliens abducted a human man, but they didn't know he's a cannibal. Aliens must survive getting killed by. Oh, there's a movie. Fuck. I think it's happening. There were aliens that they abduct a serial killer, and he gets loose on the ship and start hunting them. Like he was an ex-special forces guy who lost his marbles and turned into a serial killer. And he gets loose on the ship and starts hunting the aliens. Like, that's so fucking awesome. Like, that just goes to show what cracks me up. There's so many great ideas out there for horror movies. And yet we're getting a Halloween again. And The Exorcist again. And The Omen again. Just, holy fuck. Give us something new. Well, I covered Near Dark. No, I never did Near Dark. I should, though. Near Dark's amazing. And I told Lance that in person. I was like, you were phenomenal in Near Dark. And he put his arm around me. He's like, thank you. I'm like, oh my God, that voice. Oh, he's so awesome. Vampire Hunter D. I do love Vampire Hunter D. Sounds like Trachtenberg, the actress who played Harry. Okay. Yes. Michelle Trachtenberg. She was Harriet the Spy, and she was also in Eurotrip. What is my favorite video that I put out? Probably The Blob. Because that one, I dedicated that to my dad. It was it meant a lot to me to kind of get that one out. Because as I had said at the tail end of the video, was the first time I put the Blob video out. My dad had a stroke, and then here we were, a decade later, and he was having another stroke, but he didn't live through that one. So, but yeah, the Blob one, it was special to me to get that one out. Although he was more of a fan of the original Blob, but he liked his creature features and stuff. And it's kind of funny though, because I had people that said, you should do like whatever his favorite movie was. And I'm like, I'd love to, but my dad was a weird man, and his favorite movie was Flesh Gordon. And I'm not kidding. Not Flash Gordon, Flesh Gordon. The sort of, but not really porno. Yeah, so consequently, I shan't be doing Flesh Gordon. Imagine you had fun spelling your last name as a kid. Yeah. Oh, SP Gamer, how you doing, man? Good to see you over here, dude. Hope you're having a good night. So we hear that you are flexible. Well, I'm not that, dude. I'm an old man. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. In your humble opinion, what's your favorite horror film from the 1960s? Oh God. Again, off the top of my head, from the 1960s. I'm trying to, because I'm thinking, but I'm like, no, that was 50s. No, that was 50s. And I would go like Rosemary's Baby is really good. Night of the Living Dead. House of Usher. Fearless Vampire Killers. I don't know. I'd really have to sit down and kind of go over that. I think. Um, See, like in my head, I'm like Dracula's risen from the grave, but that wasn't. Oh, You know what? I'm gonna go with this. This may not be the best, but this was a personal favorite of mine. This was a Hammer film. Was Dracula's Risen from the Grave? It was one of the Hammer horror films with Christopher Lee. God, about 15 years ago, I was lucky to see that on the big screen. Such a kick-ass movie. If you've never seen Dracula's Risen from the Grave, it's on Blu-ray. It's probably streaming somewhere. It's really freaking good. It is one of the kick-ass Hammer films. Oh, hey Zaz, it's okay. I'm it's it I've made peace with it now. I'm more sad that, my mom's all alone. So, cuz like she seriously is in a pickle. Like a lot of her friends, actually I should say 90% of her friends are dead, and
forever into eternity.
but anyway, not to get into a depressing thing. But yeah, but thank you. Might as well be Porky's. I love Porky's. I have a video where I'm kind of be talking because people don't realize Porky's was a massive hit. Like Porky's was the reason why we got all those teen sex comedies. So Porky's, I salute you. Joshua, thanks on TV censorship edits for movies. There's so many movies I want to show my daughters that I saw on TV as a kid, but there's nudity and fuck words in the original cut. Thank you so much for the super chat. Here's the thing with that's really just tricky. There's a lot of movies from the 70s, 80s, whatever, that were like PG that I do want to show my son. But I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, there's language and there's a little, some weird stuff in there that might not vibe with them too much. So I don't know. It's really tricky picking some, especially like when you think of something like Ghostbusters. Like Ghostbusters is a lot of like foul language in it. Now, granted, obviously, I personally don't give a flying fuck about language because I am an adult. However, as a child, I don't want him picking up any of my salty language. And the nice thing is, he yells at me when I swear. He's at that stage, which is very cute. But I right now am sticking to mostly. He's only 9. He's going to be 10. So I stick mostly with movies that I know are okay, or if they do skirt the line, that they're not too bad. Like so far, I've shown him almost all of the Ernest movies, the Flight of the Navigator, Ghostbusters 1, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the Money Pit, like all those kind of films that like, the family films, The Cat from Outer Space, like stuff like that he can appreciate. And honestly, he likes really goofy slapstick humor, which is hard to try to find like the right, but he did really, really, really love Robin Hood Men in Tights. So that made me happy. I don't think he's ready for History of the World yet. Maybe when he's like 13, History of the World. But and Spaceballs, he hasn't even seen any of the Star Wars movies yet, so I don't think he would get Spaceballs. So I'm kind of sitting on that for a while. But and movies like Blazing Saddles and whatnot, maybe when he's like 15. Faces of Death wasn't 60s. Let me see. Faces of Death. Unless there's another. Yeah, Faces of Death was 78. There's the 7 Faces of Dr. Lou, which was 64. But yeah, Faces of Death was way later. So I would rather not show them the movie than show him the censored version of the movie. I would rather wait until he's old enough to be able to understand and appreciate. Probably either The Bird. Oh, The Birds is a good choice. I had showed my wife The Birds a few years ago, and she was like, I can't believe how fucking scary this movie is. I was expecting to sit here and laugh, and it is really scary. Chat just jumped ahead there a sec. Probably missed most of that, but couldn't make it until late. No problem, NP. Dude, man, you make it here when you can. Everybody's got their life. I understand if if you can't be here every time. Yeah, Christopher Lee's Dracula was awesome. Black Sunday. I gotta watch Black Sunday again. I think I have that here somewhere. You sold one of the models from Flesh Gordon a few years ago. Oh my God. My dad would have loved it. I love my dad, but he was a fucking weirdo. But in like a good way. Like he was a good dad. And like towards the end of his life, and I'll just say this and then move on to happier things. My dad did not understand this at all. He did not. Like I was a video editor for years for a big college out here in Pennsylvania, and he understood that, but then I quit, or didn't quit that, I got fired. I didn't get fired. I got laid off with 165 other people, and I started doing this full time, and he just couldn't understand what it was that I was doing. He's like, but you're talking about movies and what? So towards the end of his life, one day he pulled me aside, and I think it was after I put out like In Search of Darkness, and I'd given copies to a bunch of my cousins and shit. And he's like, I just wanted to let you know, I don't understand what you're doing, but I'm proud of you. And I was like, thank you. I was like, he's like, your cousins and your uncle and all them, they get it. Like they've tried to explain to me what you do, and I don't get it. But apparently what you do is really difficult, and a lot of people want to be doing what you're doing, but they can't. So you must be doing something right. And I was like, I guess I'm doing something. So it was nice to hear him, but anyway, yeah, we don't get comedies anymore, unfortunately. One of my thoughts on Once Bitten starring Jim Carrey. It's goofy, but they wouldn't let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey. There was one scene where they let him be goofy, but they dialed him in. And I think that in and of itself, it's a silly movie, but it could have been much better. The best TV cut ever is The Thing. How short is it? 1980s PG is rough. Yeah, they didn't raise any sissies. 1980s PG didn't mess around. Yeah, there was a lot of 80s. Well, the thing was, you could have boobs in a movie as long as it was non-sexualized nudity. So we had like a shower scene with Sheena in Sheena, stuff like that. There was the bathing scene in Beastmaster. Like there was good boobs in in the 80s. Yes, I don't have the Discord link because I don't have the hotkey over here because I have to figure out how to put Nightbot on this. Do like I do. Tell your son not to repeat what you're. Oh, he knows that. I'm always like, don't look, don't say what I'm about to say. Okay, man. Doc Monkey, have a good night, man. Show him Dragon Slayer. Oh God, Dragon. You know what? Dragon Slayer is badass though. It really isn't bad until the end where it's like, oh. USA version of Lemon Popsicle. Oh yeah. Lemon, isn't there like 7 Lemon Popsicle movies? 1980s PG's had gremlins exploding and poltergeist ripping faces. Modern PC is basically G, but with extra steps. Oh, you know what? Deathstalker 2, I'll show him when he's a teenager. It'd be so awkward. I don't know. Like, all right, don't look at the boobs. Yeah, I have every Ernest movie. So, and we've just saw Ernest Goes to Africa, and we're gonna watch Ernest in the Army, which is the last one, which is kind of bittersweet. We've been really enjoying them. Last one was a little rough. Wasn't as good as some of the previous ones, but it was okay. It was better than I thought it was going to be. It was kind of funny, but Daryl, yes, I got to get the 4K Daryl when the price comes down. Mouse. You know what? I never saw Mouse Hunt. You know what? Now that you mention that, though, he would probably really like that. Let me see. Let's see. Mouse Hunt. $97. It's on Prime. Oh, fuck. All right. Yeah, I got to write that down. He would definitely enjoy that. Yeah, it's hard to find like some good like kind of kid-friendly slapstick, cuz a lot of slapstick is, Mel Brooks and fucking Airplane, and he did not like Airplane, which I was not expecting, which really made me sad. He didn't understand it. Show him the black hole. Yeah, that'll fuck him up like it fucked me up. Ooh, the Three Stooges. Yes, I think he would like the Three Stooges. Yeah, he didn't like Airplane because he didn't understand that everybody was talking seriously, but it was silly. Like he didn't like he was worried that the airplane was going to crash. And I'm like, "No, dude, it's not that kind of movie." You grew up watching the Ernest movies. Awesome. Didn't Ernest face off with the Killer Clowns? I don't think so. Show him the TV episodes of Police Squad. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Police Squad is so funny. Now, see, the thing is, Police Squad, I think he would probably get a little bit better than Airplane. Like that just kind of goofy thing. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the box set of
the French.
Naked or Police Squad in color. Brother's been slowly introducing his kids to the movies he grew up with. Back to the Future, Over the Top. He did like Back to the Future a lot. Oh, that reminds me, we should watch Back to the Future too. I think he would probably really enjoy, because he liked Back to the Future a lot. Big Trouble Little China, maybe when he's 10. I think that movie has it gets a little intense at points. What are my thoughts on the War of the Worlds remake? Expensive garbage. I think that the whole, like, I like Tom Cruise. I like Spielberg, but I think that they were remaking a movie that should not have been remade. And I think that the remake version was just really big, bombastic, boring version of it. And the fact that the son made it to the house before Tom Cruise, I was like, oh, get out of here. Yeah, I did not like it at all. I thought it stunk. I honestly think it's one of Spielberg's worst movies. You may enjoy the comedy tours of Vin Price, Peter Lorre, and Boris Karloff. Yeah. Yeah. Young Einstein with Yahoo Serious. He might like that. And Reckless Kelly. He might dig. Young Einstein would probably be a good one. and then I can explain to him what exploitation is, and he can look at me like like I have a hole in my head. The original 13 Ghosts from the 60s, and it's family friendly. You know, I never saw the original 13 Ghosts. Yeah, the Bird's scary as fuck. Last one on Earth starring Vincent Price. Oh yeah, and then they what was that? The Omega Man. Jason, yes, PA represent. Oh, thanks, guys. Let's see. It's at the University of Stone. Nope, not there. Should have said you're a TV host. You know, I guess that probably would maybe make a little bit more sense for him. Oh my God, yes. I should show him Sledgehammer, because that I do have. I bought the DVDs when they were going out of print. Yeah, he would like, because he loves the Animaniacs, and I think if I tell him, you know what, I'm gonna go back and rewatch the pilot for Sledgehammer, just make sure that it's how I remember it. But I think that he probably would be cool with it if it says Goofy as I recall. What about having your son watch Police Academy movies or Pauly Shore? The later Police Academy movies. I think like starting with 3, I think, because that's when they went PG-13. Because the first one absolutely not. The first one is funny as fuck, but it's dirty. So I think it doesn't really. They start to get sillier when they have when they start to focus more on Michael Winslow. I think that would be funny. Dark Crystal is great, but Dark Crystal will give him nightmares. So yes. Justin Toner, thank you for the $5 donation, man. I appreciate it. Want to give you a little donation. Watch Strike Commando with Reb Brown on Prime and Strike Commando 2. Happy that Killer Clowns is coming in 4K from Scream Factory. Love that movie. We did a Twitch stream of Strike Commando 1 and 2 a while ago, and Strike Commando 1 is awesome, but Strike Commando 2 is still good, but it is a drop off from the first one. The first one is really, really great. But yeah, I'm glad they're still on Prime. Fun ass movies. And Killer Clowns, I got to post my picture. I got the popcorn gun signed by my buddy John Massari, who is the composer for Killer Clowns, as well as a bunch of other movies. And then I got the Kyoto brothers to sign it. So I've got this fucking popcorn gun that's signed by the killer, all the Killer Clown creators. It's a big get for me. I have to like get a frame thing to hang it up. It's awesome. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I think he would probably like Encino Man. Encino Man, because Pauly Shore had a couple of funny movies. Encino Man, Son-in-Law. I think like not Biodome maybe. I got to go back and rewatch that, but I think he would probably gravitate more towards something like Encino Man. And I could tell him how awesome Brendan Fraser is. And yes, Showgirls is off for a while. Holy Grail is maybe my favorite comedy of all time. I've considered it, but I don't think he would really get it. Like I would be giggling the entire movie, and I think he would just kind of be like, "What?" Yeah, I don't think he would get it. Let's see. You know what? Adventures in Babysitting, I think, would be good. We did watch Bill and Ted, and he liked it very much. What do you think? War of the Worlds is worse than Crystal Skull. No, I'd say Crystal Skull is probably worse. Yeah, the original War of the Worlds is a classic. Do you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would like to show him some Studio Ghibli. Again, I don't think he's show him Totoro. Maybe when he turns 10. I think. Have I seen The Cell? Yes, I have seen. It's one of my wife's favorite movies. She introduced me to it because I avoided it for the longest time. And she's like, no, this movie's actually legit good. I was avoiding it because I was like, J-Lo. But she's like, no, it's really good. And it is. It's really good. How old before you introduce him to Monty Python? I've already started introducing him to Monty Python, but I'm showing him bits. And he thinks, like, he loves the Silly Walks. He loves Spam. Like, so I'm just introducing him to like bits. So I don't, he won't be ready for the movies, but he does share my love of British humor. So I'm like, okay, good. He does kind of get this. So that's good. Have I watched the horror anthology From Whisper to a Scream? I have. I got the Blu-ray of it. It's very good. I haven't seen it in a while, but it is good stuff. Show up Gremlins 2. Well, Gremlins 2, far less traumatizing than Gremlins 1. Sledgehammer recently, you watched it and it holds up. Oh, that's good. I just got to see, like, all right, are these jokes that he's going to get? Worst movie reviewed, Santa with... What? I love Santa with Muscles. It's so dumb. Like, I would never say that Santa with Muscles is a good movie. Like, that's kind of the thing. Like, but it's a big dumb Hulk Hogan movie. I think it's funny. It was, when Hulk Hogan made like a crap ton of movies in a very short period of time. That Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando, and I don't know. I think Santa with Muscles is really funny. I did show him the Dinosaurs TV show. And then the end is the most depressing thing ever. The Witches would probably scare him, and I haven't seen Coraline. Time Bandits, your kids really enjoyed that one. Watched Tremors recently. They loved it. And big thanks for your videos from the UK. Awesome, Jody. Time Bandits, I saw that when I was very young, and I remember being very confused. And Tremors, I think Tremors would probably scare him because he's kind of a chicken. Like he gets really like creeped out over certain things. Do I think the Police Academy movies are on par with the Naked Gun movies? A different animal. Like, because the Police Academies are just kind of silly, whereas Naked Gun is just slapstick and parody. Secret of NIMH. Oh my god, I forgot about Secret of NIMH. Yeah, Secret of NIMH and the Fievel movies would probably be really good. Oh yeah, the Neverending Story is... I haven't shown him the Neverending Story because I know he'll be traumatized. We did watch UHF, and he loved UHF. He thought it was really funny. Caveman with Ringo Starr. You know what? That's one I know about, but strangely enough, I've never seen Caveman. It's crazy. I don't know how I haven't seen it. Your wife has awesome taste. You're glad she introduced. I know, right? Well, the thing is, like, obviously, I've seen more movies than she has. But, so it was really neat because when we started dating, I was introducing her to, like, all these movies. And I've introduced her to so many movies that she never would have seen. Like, one of her favorite movies now is Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. And she's like, I never would have watched this if not for you. And so, yeah, she likes a lot of, she likes like thrillers. She likes, which is why she likes The Cell, but she likes a lot of serious movies, and some movies she just like has a vibe to it, like Harley Davidson the Marlboro Man. The Harley Davidson the Marlboro Man is just a cool movie, and she really likes that. That's a big favorite. But then she gets mad at me because I show her stuff like Surf Nazis Must Die, and she doesn't like that at all. Suburban Commando. I think Suburban Commando would be doable. You know, I'm sure he'll be saying I was frozen today. What's my favorite Christmas movie? My favorite, like, hold on, I gotta drink. My favorite Christmas movie. Off the top of my head, seriously, I know it's cliche. It's another cliche, but Christmas Story. Christmas Story is just a damn funny ass movie. But I do have a very soft spot for Don't Open Till Christmas. Also like Silent Night, Deadly Night. But I think as far as like, you know, genuine article Christmas movies, got to go with Christmas Story. What did I think of Jim Carrey in number 23? I thought it was okay. I thought once we finally got to the explanation, I thought it wasn't, you know, so the journey was not as good as the destination. It was okay. No Holds Bars was funny. I must watch Caveman. Okay. I will look up Caveman. I love Surviving the Game. I will tell you a little thing here. Way back, back in the late 2000s, there was all kinds of shit going on. My wife was unemployed for like a year and a half, and so that put a massive strain on us. So that was like 2000, like we got married in 2008, or I'm sorry, we got married in 2007, and she was unemployed in 2008 and 2009. It was bad. So during that time, as a way to cheer her up, I had concocted a thing which I called Cheesy Movie Monday. And so every Monday, we would watch a movie that was deemed as cheesy. And the first movie we watched was Surviving the Game. So, and then we watched many a Cheesy Movie Monday, and it was great. Went on for a while, and then she finally got a job again. It's a long ass story, but she got a new job. And then a couple years later, you know, we had Riker, and we didn't really have it again because, like, you know, life just kind of gets in the way. We never really had a free night like we used to. Like she does kickboxing and karate. She's actually going for her orange belt this weekend. So, but every night, like Monday through Thursday, you know, she's either at kickboxing or karate, and me and Riker are home playing Nintendo, and so we don't have that like Cheesy Movie Monday. And then so a lot of times on Friday nights on Twitch, we'll end up watching something, and I guess that's kind of a resurrected that in a way, Cheesy Movie Friday. You know, but doesn't have the same ring to it. So Raven House, no worries, man. As I say, dude, everybody get here when you can. Black Christmas, love Black Christmas. That's probably my favorite Christmas horror movie. What's the worst film your son has watched with you because you thought he'd be too young to understand and or remember? Wait, what's Worst film your son has watched with you because you thought he'd be too young to understand and or remember. I haven't really showed him anything that he wouldn't get. When he was an infant, as anyone here who's a parent, which I'm sure there's plenty of you here, when you're bottle feeding a baby, you know that sometimes it'll take a while. So I had a really comfy rocking chair, and I would sit with him, and I had my Kindle, and I would watch either Mystery Science Theater or speed runs. And that was what got me through, because he just, he's a baby. He's not doing anything. He's just sitting there eating, the bottle. So I'm sitting there giving him a bottle, and it, and I ended up watching. So but I mean, it wasn't ever anything inappropriate. I wasn't sitting there watching Bikini Car Wash, Have I seen The Game with Michael Douglas? Yeah. Good stuff. That was Fincher, if I'm not mistaken. Surviving the Game is the shit. I need to see that again. I haven't seen it forever. Dude, every now and then somebody will reach out to, I follow Ice-T on Twitter. Every now and then somebody will reach out to him about Surviving the Game, and he'll just be like, fuck yeah. Yeah. Surviving the Game was good shit, man. What a really, I mean, it's the most dangerous game for the bazillionth time, but with a really good cast, and it's done. It's very energetic. Such a cool ass movie. Have I watched the Batman TV series? No, I didn't show him. I mean, I personally watched the old Adam West Batman series, but never did. You know what? My wife is pretty awesome. She actually usually joins me on the Friday night streams. So if ever you want to hear our banter, she's a pisser. Come over to Twitch on Friday nights. Have I watched the 80s series Hard Time on Planet Earth? Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I did watch it, God, way back when it was on. Oh, The Fall is such a great. Is that you're talking the one where they're on the tower? Holy fuck, dude. That had me just biting my nails over that. It was so crazy. Yeah, Fall was really good, but now they're doing a Fall trilogy. That's so dumb. Alex Dead. Thanks for hanging. Have a good night. Yeah, dude, she was a dancer, a jazz dancer for years, and then her back got fucked up because, as you know, if any of you know dancers, you know that dancers have a shelf life, and it gets to a point where you can't dance on that level anymore. So she's somebody who needs to do stuff. Like, she can't not. So that's why she started taking up, she originally started taking up kickboxing, and then she started taking karate, and she's getting into it, and she's really good. So yeah, I'm really proud of her. Which Robin Williams films would you let your son watch? Probably, let's see. Probably Aladdin. Maybe Toys. You know what? It's gotta just jump. Robin Williams has such a crazy filmography. There's so many good films. There's so many inappropriate films for kids. I'm not gonna show them fucking over 1 hour photo and stuff. But then there are other films that just they're not good, like RV and stuff, So yeah, but there are a good bit but I can't show them The World According to Garp, for example. Christina Ricci, even children shouldn't play with dead things, is watchable. I think children shouldn't play with dead things would probably scare him. He's a chicken. Would your son enjoy the 1960s and 70s Pink Panther? I I think so. I really do want. I was thinking about showing him the Pink Panther because they were silly. Yeah, I only have one cat though. Have you shown him? You know what? I love Gravity Falls. My wife loves Gravity Falls. We showed him it, and he doesn't like it. He likes Big City Greens, but he does not like Gravity Falls, which I don't understand at all. Big City Greens is okay, but Gravity Falls is so good. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea with Kirk Douglas. Yes. Some old classics. I think he would probably really like Mysterious Island too. That one is awesome. I think he would dig that a lot. I think the giant crab might scare him a little bit and the big bees and stuff, but I think overall he probably would really enjoy it. Get Smart. Yeah. Get Smart I think would be fun. Do I think he would enjoy Raising Arizona? I don't think he would get Raising Arizona. I have seen The Devil's Advocate. I actually have Devil's Advocate in like the mix. Like I don't know when, because a lot of times, like I said, I have so many movies that I have on my work in progress list, and Devil's Advocate is one of them. So I don't know when I'm going to put out a video on Devil's Advocate, but I do plan on doing it at some point. Dancing Now, kickboxing. She must have some great kicks. Oh, dude, she fucking kicked my ass if she ever had to. You know what? This is going to come across as real heresy, and I apologize. I don't like Hook. I don't like Hook at all. I never vibed with it. It does not work for me. So, which I know it's heresy, but I'm honest here. You know, I just don't like Hook. Or Death to Smoochie. Yeah, a little too young for Death to Smoochie. Yeah. He was such a great dude. Oh, The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. I think he would probably do that. And I think Better Off Dead 12. I think he probably would enjoy. He'd probably get to 12 a little bit more. Bluelish with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. I know. No, look, I mean, I can't like everything. But Hook is just one of those movies that it did not work for me. What was that show from Down Under with the aliens? That was Lightning Point, also known as Alien Surf Girls. It is a wonderful, wonderful movie. Or, I'm sorry, wonderful TV show. That we were robbed. We should have gotten more seasons of that, but we didn't. Am I going to watch the new Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal? Eventually. But, I'm not in any particular hurry. I mean, and I don't know what I think they said it's gonna hit Prime in June or something. So yeah, I'm just not in any particular hurry to see it. So yeah, I don't know. I'll watch it, but I'll probably just be grunting the whole time. Forgive you for Hook, but how about Angels in the Outfield?
Ah, the French.
I know this. I haven't seen Angels in the Outfield. Which I know. How have I not seen Angels in the Outfield? But again, it's another one of those movies that just kind of fell through the cracks. I missed it for whatever reason. I don't have any issue with it. The kid from American Pie was in it. I just haven't seen it. Yeah, I'll see it. You know, there are limits. And believe me, I've seen thousands of movies. I've seen some movies that I probably shouldn't have seen multiple times, and yet I don't know. I haven't seen that one. Crazy. That's
the French.
awesome. Hope you can do videos about The Devil's Advocate and The Cell someday.
Forever into eternity.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, Devil's Advocate definitely. The Cell probably. Let me. Oh boy. So there was that. Yes, Bluish again with $2. Thank you so much. And Raven House. Are you looking forward to Late Night with the Devil? I will let you in on a little thing here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I have I might be doing an interview with David that I'm gonna post it on the channel. So because he's doing the promotional tour, and they asked me if I wanted to do an interview with him, and we were in Search of Darkness 3 together. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm like, I never talked to him personally, but the movie looks amazing. And we were in a documentary together. I think it'd be really cool to chit chat with him. So, tentatively, I don't know if it's going to end up happening. There's been times before where they're like, oh, he ran out of time or something. But I think that would be really cool. So, but yeah, Late Night with the Devil. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really cool. You don't like the things I do. Betrayal. It's okay to not like Hook. We all are different. Exactly. Thank you. So thank you, Raven House, for the super chat. Have you seen The Kid Who Would Be King? That sounds like a good shout for a more modern film. Is that's relatively new, isn't it? I haven't seen that one yet. Yes, be nice until it's time to not be nice. Love the episode on The Stuff. Wish you could do a super deep dive on it, but I understand if you can't. I did a super deep dive on The Stuff. I even showed I have the Stuff canister that I got from Larry Cohen before he died. I did when did I do this stuff? A couple years ago. I did an exploring video on it. It was like 20 minutes long, wasn't it? Pat Hutchison. It's still going. It's going for a little bit more. But yeah, I got a freaking, I got one of the screen used stuff containers. Cuz I can't get enough of the stuff. Chris Ricci, thanks for hanging, man. Have a good night. Haven't seen Angels in the Outfield. How about Rookie of the Year? Oh, wait, was it the American Pie kid was in Rookie of the Year, not or was he in both? I saw Rookie of the Year roughly like no, I didn't.
The French.
I saw Rookie of the Year, but I don't really remember it all that much. So okay, so I might be mixing them up. Yeah, I saw Rookie of the Year. Batteries Not Included is terrific. I love Batteries Not Included. Really good. How about some adventure flicks like Land of the Lost or John Carter? John Carter might be a little too intense for him because there's a lot going on in John Carter. John Carter, I think, was really, really got the bad end of the stick. That movie was way better than it and I think anybody was expecting it to be. The movie was genuinely good. But yeah, John Carter was good. I was actually thinking about, I'm probably going to do a video on it at some point. Really good stuff. Angels of the Outfield was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Ah, okay, I'm mixed up. TV movie Cube. The one where they're trapped from 1997? I don't think he or are you asking me if I've seen it or asking if I've watched it with my son? Now I got to like separate. I've seen it. It's awesome. I was going to do a video on it, but then there was a book that came out that just went in insane amounts of depth with it that I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to be able to do better than that. So, your son who's turning 9, his favorite movie is The Warriors. Come out and play, yay! Yeah, I think I kind of raised a little bit of a chicken because I think that he something like The Warriors, I don't think he would like. Like, I love The Warriors. But, now, see, the thing is, though, I remember me when I was his age. I was also a huge chicken. So, and now I can watch Audition and Martyrs and
The French.
and Human Centipede 2 and just it not really faze me all that much. So I figure, as he gets older, he'll grow a thicker skin. So, Bluish, just say thanks. Got into cult films. Oh, well, you have come to the right place because, man, I talk about cult films. I talk about all kinds of movies, but I tend to shine a lot of light on the underdogs simply because, like, nobody else is. And a lot of them, they deserve the attention so much more than the trash that we're getting. So, never been a fan of Hook either, although I heard the Hook video game was pretty good. Oh, yes. More people noticing Zardoz. Angels of the Outfield is one of your great childhood movies. You met David at WonderCon last year. He's a very nice guy. Yeah, he's very cool. Like I said, I haven't I talked to the director who, and he was like, yeah, he was super cool because he had just come off of, I think when we interviewed him, he had just come off of Suicide Squad. So, what's a movie where the kid breaks his arm and that's Rookie of the Year, right? I know it's found footage film, but you're willing to give something a chance if you do something creative with it. Oh yeah, well that's the thing with Late Night with the Devil. Like, it's and it's not so much a crowd. Like, I mean, it's shot like a TV show, so I mean, it is technically a found footage film, but I mean, they shoot it like a TV show, and I think I'm very excited. It's the only movie so far really this year that caught my attention. So I'm pretty much looking forward to it. Have you seen a horror film in which a group of women go to Mexico? Something bad happens, low budget, no recognizable actors, can't recognize the name, quite a bad film. Oh, Jesus, dude. You know how many movies where a group of women go to Mexico? Or go somewhere tropical and do dumb shit. God. There was a one we watched not too recently, a couple months back. It wasn't Mexico, but it was Killer Mermaid, which believe it or not, is much better than you would expect. Not a great movie, but it was very entertaining. I liked it for what it was. And Sandlot's awesome. Street Trash is good stuff. Fred Skull. John Carter is criminally underrated. It's got problems, but catches the weirdness of the book and is great action. Yeah, I think that they did really good stuff with it. It's a shame. I don't know what happened. It just came out at the wrong time. The actor, just wasn't. I don't know. I think it is a genuinely good movie. That in general, everyone that I've talked to enjoys it. So that's always a good sign. But it's sad because it was a $200 million movie that nobody saw. So, yeah, Late Night with the Devil. I am fingers crossed, man. I really hope it's good. And the thing is, I might be able to parlay that into an exploring episode. So that would be killer because you've got Now the thing is, if the movie comes out, because they're putting it in theaters first. If the movie comes out and it opens like #1 at the box office and makes a shit ton of money, I'm glad for the director, but sad for me because there's no way I'm gonna get a hold of them. So, but if the movie comes out and it does okay, then there's a better chance that I'll be like, hey, why don't we talk about this movie? I'll do the video and I'll have it ready for when the movie hits like Blu-ray and stuff and home video. So that'll be like a nice a nice kind of companion piece with it. And we'll see how that goes. You know what? I never saw Bicentennial Man. There was a bunch of movies from Robin Williams from that era that I just kind of missed. Bicentennial Man was one of them. The stuff video was short in comparison. I do remember all the memorabilia you showed off, but that's a movie I love near and dear. Heard the director's cut was found. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me see something. No. The stuff. See, I don't even remember the stuff. Good, bad flicks. See, the original video I think was only like 8 minutes long. 10 minutes. Wow. Huh. I guess I didn't have that much to say about it. Thought I did. Thought it was longer. Well, I mean, some movies they're as long as it feels, you know. I mean, sometimes I'm going back and will redo them, but that one I don't know. I'd consider redoing it. But the problem is, Larry's no longer with us. So there's no new information coming out about that one. So your exploring videos are so well researched and produced. Definitely one of your favorite series. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. I put an insane amount of work into them, lose a lot of sleep. I'm developing ulcers over them, but the end result is always worth it. So I'm glad. I heave a huge sigh of relief whenever I put a new one out, where I'm just like, oh, like it's like giving birth, like it's done, and then release it to the world. Best episode of Give Netflix graduation day, final exam, and happy birthday to me. So nice to learn the history of some of your favorite films. Awesome. Yeah, happy birthday to me was great because I was able to kind of talk a little bit about like Canucksploitation, and I had a lot of fun with that one. That is a genuinely good like mystery horror movie that a lot of people need to see. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Got to show him John Carter for Yeah, she was very pretty. Walter. Oh, I just saw something Walter Hill, and then it jumped. Oh yeah, Teresa's. Wasn't Teresa's like Brazil or something? I saw Death Becomes Her a long time ago. Oh, Eduardo. Thank you, man. I'm doing my best. Show him. You know what? I think he would probably like National Treasure because of the history lesson that comes with it. That would probably be kind of cool. You want one of those stuffed containers? Remember Larry used to have them yeah, he had them at at his table at conventions. Because they made a gajillion of them. Are you aware of the film Population 1 starring El Duce and the Screamers? It's a terrific little punk rock musical that doesn't get so much attention. There's a punk rock musical with El Duce. I know. I am not aware of this, and now I need to be. I love the Mentors, and I love El Duce. Rest his goofy ass soul. So no, I have not seen that, but I'm going to. I will. I'm sure I'm probably going to have to go to like the Seven Seas to find a copy, unless It's not on the was the El Duce Diaries or whatever, the documentary on him. That would be awesome. But I'm gonna have to track that down. Oh, Death Sentence is brilliant. Death Sentence I put is one of my favorite films of that year. Death Sentence is amazing. That is the best non-Death Wish movie. Yeah, Mandy is crazy. Although I think I liked the Color Out of Space more. Have seen the Firestarter remake? No, I haven't watched the Firestarter remake. I saw Firestarter and I saw Firestarter Rekindled, but I haven't seen the remake, the Blumhouse remake. Not in any particular hurry, quite frankly. There's a found footage movie called Frogmen that's pretty good. Interesting. Is it about because Frogmen were the Navy SEALs before they were Navy SEALs. Oh, the Mermaid TV Killer Mermaid. It was on Amazon Prime. I don't know if it's still on there, but Killer Mermaid was pretty good. Sky Captain of the World of Tomorrow. I like The Rocketeer more. I think The Rocketeer is more swashbuckling. But Sky Captain of the World of Tomorrow, I think, looks fantastic. Not to get political, but what's your favorite pizza topping? Honestly, just cheese. I love just extra cheese. Every now and then pepperoni. But usually I am more than happy with extra cheese. And you know what? I actually go mushrooms more than I go pepperoni. Love a good mushroom pizza. Mushrooms are they're delightful on pizza. And I'll tell you, there was a place, they're no longer with us, but there was a place that used to make pizza. They called it a garbage pie, and it was everything on the pizza, with the exception of no sardines. But it was ground beef, sausage, ham, olives, mushrooms, like just fuck it, dude. It was huge. It was like, and we're talking about 20 years ago. It was a $25 pizza 20 years ago because it was fucking thick. Because it was just it was so good. But yeah, the garbage pie. Like you could only do like 2 pieces before you're just like, I'm so done. There's a Street Trash remake by the guy who did Fried Barry. But why? You know? Ooh, I will say just regular old pizza is good. I have had like hot wing pizza. Hot wing pizza is good. Although, unfortunately, I now am the unfortunate recipient? Basically, I now have a severe gluten intolerance. And what that is if you know what celiac is, it's exactly like celiac, except it won't kill me. So if I eat something with gluten in it, I am sick for days. But it won't kill me like celiac. So I guess I got that going for me. But so I have to avoid gluten as much as humanly possible. And by as much as humanly possible, I mean I have to avoid gluten, or else seriously, if I have anything with gluten in it, I get sick for fucking days, and it is miserable. And it sucks. So consequently, no more pizza. Thoughts on The Lamp, The Outing? I like it. I was going to do a video on it a long time ago, but I haven't. I started working on it and I stopped. I'm going to come back to it. Does Ice Pirates get not enough? You know what? I like Ice Pirates a lot, but okay. I'm gonna let you guys in on another little insider thing here. Years ago, I was talking to the director, Stuart Raffel, and no one at the time was talking about a little movie called Tammy and the T-Rex. And he was at a fundraiser talking about um, what's his name? Paul Walker. He was talking about Paul Walker's death. He was very good friends with Paul Walker, and so I said, "Hey, you did this movie, Tam and the T-Rex. I know there's a whole other cut out there that exists. Nobody really talks about it." I was like, "It is a very unknown Paul Walker film. I want to talk. I want to do. I explained to him what I was doing. I wanted to do an exploring video on it and whatnot." And I was talking to him, and we were going back and forth for a good while. And then all of a sudden, he stopped returning my emails, and I was like, "Hey, I still want to do this." I'm like, "I don't know what the problem is, like why," and just stopped returning my emails. And so I was like, "Well, shit." So I had to put Tam and the T-Rex on hold because I only had like half an episode done. And then about a year later, I see that Tam and the T-Rex got a release from Vinegar Syndrome with a commentary by him. And I was like, son of a bitch. He clammed up because they were doing the Blu-ray restoration. And I'm like, all he had to say was just a simple email being like, "Hey, I can't say anything, but I can't do the video anymore. I appreciate just a simple like I'm sorry, or not even an I'm sorry. Hey, I something happened and I could no longer do this." Doesn't have to say the Blu-ray, and I would have been like, "Okay, cool. Totally understood." But instead, he like kind of wasted my time, and it really bummed me out. So I get a lot of people that are asking me, "Hey, do a video on Ice Pirates, do a video on Damn the T-Rex, do a video on Mac and Me, too." And I'm just like, it left a sour spot on me. So I'm just like, no. And it's kind of petty, I know, but on the same token, it just kind of sucks. Like all he had to do was just give me just one simple thing, and it would have, any questions would have went away. I wouldn't have bothered him. But so anyway, Jex K, great to see you stream. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oops. It just jumped. Wait, where's it go? Population 1 isn't on anything streaming, but the whole thing is on YouTube along with some BTS stuff. It's cool that you like the mentors. The parents absolutely hate the band because of me. I still remember I was walking home from school and a friend of mine had the cassette of them live at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and holy fuck, we listened to that until the tape was stretched out. The mentors, I fucking love the Whiskers. Oh, go out and buy our album. Get up and die. Fucking love El Duce. I gotta jump back here. Don't overwork yourself now. Take much needed breaks. I can't. I would love to take much needed breaks, but there are a lot of people that want. Ooh. People are going over to the Twitch channel. Brad Kelly, if you're here, thank you for the follow. That's the Twitch follow alert. There are a lot of people that want to be doing what I'm doing, and YouTube, there is no rest for the wicked. So if that you got to be a content factory. So I am spinning as many plates as I can because I'm okay though. Like I love what I do and I want to be able to continue to do what I do. So that's why I do what I do. It's why I'm doing this now. It's another way to kind of connect with you guys, and apparently it should hopefully like increase viewership because it's another content stream. So thank you so much for your hard work on this channel. We appreciate you so much. Oh, thank you, Paul Dennis. I stuff like that and stuff that all you're saying, Gabriella and Paul, and just that you guys care. It really means a lot because I mean there is a human on the other side of this microphone, and I am doing my very best to try to be entertaining and to try to give you guys something special, something that you would be willing to look forward to every week, something that you would be willing to sit down and spend your time enjoying. And I really do work my ass off to get the stories that just are not being told elsewhere. And like, there's a lot of times where I just think it's a really interesting movie, and it has a really interesting history that goes with it. And it's not just clickbaity garbage. It's actually really good stories. It's, hey, this is what happened on this film. Hey, this is how this, this movie, this crazy ass movie. Well, here's how it happened. And I like to be able to tell those stories. It's very excited. Would Speed Racer be too intense for your son? I don't know. Might be. I'll have to give it a watch again. That could be regarding Teresa's in Brazil. You remember the beautiful scenery and beautiful women. Hawk of the Slayer. I'm talking about Hawk the Slayer in a Sword and Sorcery video. Colorado Space is the redemption of Richard Stanley. Yeah, he got hosed. It's a shame. And then they hosed him again. I talked to Richard Stanley, about 5 years ago. He was on a mountaintop ripping bong hits. he was great. Talked to him for about a good 2 hours. Interesting dude, man. I just told him how much I loved Hardware is one of my favorite movies, and he's such an interesting dude. Very excited for you the night you won the Silver Bolo Award. Well, woohoo! I couldn't believe it. I had because I was streaming that night, and a bunch of people go, "You won a Silver Bolo!" I'm like, "I won a Silver Bolo! Holy fuck!" Dream Warrior and Xeno Knight, you guys, thank you for following over on Twitch. If any of you would like to follow me over on Twitch, right below the video in the comment box, I have a link over there. I stream on Friday nights and Sunday mornings. And we have a nice little crew. Friday nights is kind of like this, only we'll usually end up watching something. Then Sundays, I usually play video games or do whatever. Happy birthday to me is so underrated. Thank you for that history. You plan on showing your videos to your girls when they get older. 5 and 11, they've already played them, the stuff. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Will we ever see the 80s classic, The Wraith? I did The Wraith. I did The Wraith like 10 years ago at this point. I'd like to redo it, though, with an exploring video. If you would like to see it, you can go watch the current version. But I've been thinking about doing an exploring video on it for a while. Yeah, the Hawk the Slayer graphic novel just came out not too long ago. Have you seen the TV series Robin Sherwood? No, not yet. See, you definitely like Standard's documentary, camera work on color. Yeah, Richard Stanley it really should be working more. Dude is insanely talented. The Frogman found footage film is about a cryptid who is a frog. A typical couple going to the woods looking for the post-Blair Witch style, but it's still pretty good. Interesting. I'm going to check that out. You know what? Here's some heresy. Please don't leave. But I pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple, little pineapple, and well, when I could eat pizza, I liked pineapple and ham, little pineapple and Canadian bacon on pizza. So good. Um, have you watched Mad God? What the fuck happening movie? But you're intriguing. You know what? I I donated to the Kickstarter, so I've seen the proof of concept of Mad God, but have not seen the full excuse me, full fleshed out feature. Um, but it's crazy. All right, let me try to catch up here. Can't picture sardine. Ugh, yeah, no sardines on pizza. What's my favorite movie and why mine is Fight Club? Because it'll make you think because it's society is corrupt. Fight Club's awesome. Fight Club is fantastic. It's not my favorite movie, but I like Fight Club a lot. I have to really sit down and think about what is my favorite movie of all time. I have one that I think is my favorite movie, but I was thinking about doing like a top like 100 my top 100 favorite movies of all time, and I think a lot of them would really surprise people because a lot of you guys like there are some folks who think that I just like terrible movies, and I do like terrible movies, but I also like really good movies. And there's a mixture, like my favorite movies, there are amazing Oscar-winning films in there, and there is Birdemic, in my favorite movies. So I am an odd person when it comes to films. Now, I would never say that Birdemic is a good movie, but I would say that Birdemic is one of my favorite movies. So I've had corn on pizza. Yeah, corn on pizza is a thing. I don't know. I could see it working. It's a sweet flavor. I knew a kid in high school that worked on local pizzeria would put real shrooms on your Oh God. Blood Diner. Here's a fun. I keep dropping these little fun facts for you guys. My video for Blood Diner, they played at the Blood Diner Blu-ray announce party. Like Jackie Kong was having had a Blood Diner party, and they asked my permission if they could play it, and I'm like, please play it. So and I could have went if I could have gotten to Los Angeles, but sadly I am on the other side of the country. So, but I still think that was cool that my video played, my Blood Diner video played at the frickin' Blood Diner Blu-ray release party. Oh, you know what? I met Angus at a horror convention, and he was one of the nicest guys. I was like, "Sir, I got to tell you, you gave me nightmares. You were one of the scariest things." And he goes, "Oh, I'm just an old man." I was like, "You are awesome." He was the nicest guy. Me and my wife, we both loved him, and I was so happy to meet him. I was really sad when he died, but he had a good life, and he's an iconic character. So killer. Let's see. Mexican street corn pizza. I saw someone make a Philly taco. Oh God, and then deep fry it. No, you're taking it too far. No, Philly taco, you take a Lorenzo's pizza slice and you wrap it around a Jim steak, and that's a Philly taco. You don't deep fry it. That's too much. It's madness. Damn straight, it's the best pizza, but it could be lactose instead of gluten because lactose is never present in food. Your brother had that problem, and they thought it was gluten. Jared LeBay, love your content. Been watching for years. Still need a copy of Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys on DVD. I don't actually, thank you. I'm good now. It was I had a lot of people come out of the woodwork that were more than happy to give up their copy of Tall Man versus Demonic Toys. They're like, just get this thing out of my house. This movie stinks. I'm like, no, it's all right. Let's see. Ah, God, I'm trying. It keeps jumping here. I'm missing the thing. I'm trying to like. Oh, it's. I am more than happy to talk to you guys, but I got to wrap it up because I have a 9-year-old child that I have to take to school in a couple hours. So it's because you have that radio voice. I do. I worked hard to get this radio voice, and by worked hard, I mean I just smoked a lot of clove cigarettes and ruined my voice when I was like ruined my vocal cords when I was like 16, and then they mellowed out and they turned into this beautiful dulcet tones that you got right now. Let's see. Oh, we're back on the Martin, yeah, the Tammy the T-Rex thing. It sucks, but it is what it is, you know. Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. You know what, Electric Boogaloo. Watch a documentary called The Go-Go Boys. Electric Boogaloo was done out of spite, whereas The Go-Go Boys, I think, was more of a even-handed telling of what happened. The Electric Boogaloo was more like bombastic, and honestly, they embellished a lot of stuff on there. The Go-Go Boys was much more even keel. So now go see Tammy the T. Like I said, Tammy the T-Rex. I still like the movie. I'm just pissy at the director. Is all. And honestly, he probably has long since forgotten about it. So it's one of those things where I'm mad at you, and he's like, would be like, I don't even think about you. So it's just it's such a nothing, you know. Thanks for covering the most obscure and awesome filmography and series I never knew I wanted to know about. Awesome, thank you, Valhalla. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my best. I love talking about these. I love. It is very exciting when, like, one of the coolest things that happened to me recently was there was the movie that I grew up loving, and I still love. There's Nothing Out There. It was the movie that did Scream before Scream. And one of the actors had contacted me and was like, hey, man, I want to, let you know the movie's getting a Blu-ray release, and you're one of, like, the OG horror guys on YouTube. And I'm just like, oh, my God. I'm like, they're talking to, like, I'm like, you guys are the awesome ones. I'm just the guy that talks about how awesome you are. And so that was just amazing. I always love when somebody who made something that I grew up watching, and then they contact me and they want me to talk about it. I'm like, oh, you have no idea how much I am more than happy to be talking about this stuff. So, same thing happened to me regarding Tammy the T-Rex. Help somebody track down a copy of Scream Greats Volume 1 on Laserdisc so it could be used for the making of Creepshow. You're doing great work. Never doubt yourself. Oh, thank you. Live streams do help, but you are one of the best as video industries and perspectives. And YouTube's don't recognize quality over quantity, celebrity, corporate power. Yeah, that's one of the big things. That, like, is what is crazy. If I did like 3 clickbait videos a day, I would have like 1 million plus subscribers. But I don't play that game. I do quality, and you can't do quality quickly. No, it's 3 angry orange cats in a trench coat. Thank you very much. Any plans on covering? Yeah. Salute of the Jugger. The what do you call it? Blood of Heroes. I am waiting for the restoration of that. Whenever the restoration comes out on that, you will probably see a video like 6 months after. I consider yourself to be not typical YouTube fare. Your videos are thought-provoking and good history to know. To a lost art that most people don't appreciate. Oh, thank you. That genuinely means a lot. I haven't seen Oppenheimer yet. I'll probably see on home video. I mean, I got to now. It's not in theaters anymore. Robin Short was excellent. Overwatch. Stay tuned is funny with what's his name? John Ritter. Good stuff. Pineapple unfollowed. I knew it. I know, sacrilege heresy. Love the 976 Evil episode sent. Thank you, man. Oh, you were the guy that sent it. Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, that was fun to do. I liked putting that one out. I don't know about the sequel. I might do the sequel. If I do the sequel, it'll probably be a good bad flicks. Oh, Dark City is tremendous. Yeah, Paul. Dude. You can email it to me because honestly, if you put it in the comments, like it's really hard because I get a lot of people that are like, I'll put this in the and I will lose the comments. You can email it to me, or if you want to join the Discord, there should be a link down below. Join the Discord, then send me a PM on there. Yeah. Oh God. Blood Diner is so awesome. Green, what up? Yeah. No, we are going soon. There's a live stream for me almost every day. Sunday, Charlie Boys did meet. Tuesday again. Friday, give likes. Awesome. Look at that. I got 2 days on there. Cinepinus. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm terrible. Right after I said that, I'm like, oh, I don't think that. I think, or maybe it's Chinapinus. I'm so bad. I'm the worst with names. Anyway, thank you for chatting with us and creating so many history videos. We appreciate you. Thank you, Ben Groom. Or that was Michael. Sorry, Michael. And Ben saying thank you for the obscure TV vids. Right when I said that, the thing jumped up. Thank you all so much. Speaking of Scream, what are your thoughts on Matthew Lillard and the You know what? I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it soon. I'm thinking, okay, moving forward, I'm gonna just mention this really quick because but moving forward, like, do you guys want, like, because I'm gonna be doing this like every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. Do you want some sort of structure here? Do you want me to come in and maybe do like some like, okay, I'll talk about like some movies that I've seen. Do you enjoy the informal approach where I'm just kind of shooting the shit with you guys? I want to make this something that is appealing. And because I want you guys to come back. I want you to, not just be like, hey, you're great, and then just, never come in again. This is all, like I said, this is a work in progress. I don't really know. I am an editor and I talk for a living. So I am really good at talking and I am really good at editing, but I don't necessarily know if it's, if this is something that you want, or should we just kind of play it by ear and see, what everybody enjoys and kind of take it from there. Oh no, OBS is yelling at me for some reason. Dad 1153, thank you for the super chat. Any He-Man like remakes of early videos on tap? Yes. Although not, I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go down the list and then I'm going to go for the night. But I'll tell you, I'll go over the first 37 in a row, and I'll tell you what have been remade and what is being remade. All right, so, and I'm not going to go, I'm going to start with episode 1. Okay, Don't Open Till Christmas, I already redid it. Chopping Mall, I'm going to redo it. Curse 2, The Bite, I'm redoing it. Doll Man, I already did. Jim Cotta, I'm going to redo. Project Metal Beast, I'm waiting for the hoping for the eventual remaster. DEFCON 4, I want to do. I know the third director. The movie had 3 directors because the first 2 quit. I love the movie, but I only have the perspective of the third director, and he filmed all the stuff at the back end. So if I can ever do a proper DEFCON 4, I really want to do it. The stuff I already did. Blood Beach, I'm waiting for the Blu-ray. Cool as Ice, I'm going to redo at some point. The Boogans, I already did. Arena, I'm going to do. Story of Ricky, I'm going to do. I Come in Peace, I'm going to do. Thriller, A Cruel Picture, I'm going to do. Revenge of the Ninja, I already did. Last Chase, I'm waiting for the Blu-ray. Blood Moon, I love Blood Moon. I am hoping that one day it gets a Blu-ray. If so, I will do it. Class of 1999, I already did. Roller Boogie, I'm going to redo. Without Warning, I am totally going to redo it. Critters, I'm going to redo. My Boyfriend's Back, I already did. 2020 Texas Gladiators, waiting for the Blu-ray. Fantastic Four, probably never going to do it again because I highly doubt that it's ever officially going to get released. Split Second, I'm going to redo. Deep Star 6, I'm going to redo. Angel Fist, I'm going to redo. Supervan, I'm going to redo. Motel Hell, I'm going to redo. Prowler, I already did. Society, I'm going to redo. The Crazies. I'm pretty sure I already redid The Crazies. Trick or Treat, I'm going to redo. Ninja 3, The Domination, I am definitely going to redo. Hot Blooded, I am going to most likely redo. And then the first episode that made its way to YouTube was Time Rider, which was episode 37. So that's all of those. Anyway, pay money to ask questions. I like the videos you put out, very structured and planned out. And the live streams are more of a friendly group chat. I've seen live streams where you discuss a recent topic that relates on the stuff you enjoy, and even the bad ones, so you can talk about it. Yeah, I'm kind of like that's where I'm just curious. It's like, well, do I do like a, see some current movies and kind of talk about them? I don't know. We shall see. It's been a great time, and you're putting Tuesdays down your calendar for this streaming event. Nice to hear your thoughts and views on films. Great. Thank you so much, you guys. Breakin' 2, this year was the 40th anniversary of Breakin' 2. Sam Furstenberg, Lucinda Dickey, Ozone, and Turbo's son, because Turbo sadly is no longer with us, were at the screening, and it was awesome. So I am going to be chatting with Mr. Furstenberg, and I'm probably going to be doing a video on Electric Boogaloo, because he didn't direct the first one. He directed the second one, and Ninja 3, The Domination. So some regular discussion about VHS cover art. You show some great stuff in your title cards. I like these streams. Awesome. Yeah, I that's the thing. I'm thinking I might do something like that. Like, I'm going to totally rip off Ashens, who, if you don't know Ashens, he's a really cool guy. But he did a thing. I don't know if he still does it, but he had a folder full of just thousands of like VHS covers, and he would bring it up and he would talk about like the cover and like talk about the movie. So I think that would probably be really fun. But yeah, Three Ninjas. Oh God, Three Ninjas. There was you remember Screen Junkies? Screen Junkies tried to hire me to do an exploring video for Three Ninjas. Like a Three Ninjas, Where Are They Now thing. Brett Marshall, hey buddy, long time. Nice to see you going live. I haven't watched any of your videos since you lost that person close to you. Sorry. Can't wait to catch up on your videos you've missed. Well, dude, you have a lot of videos to watch. So Oh, you see, yeah, Ashens he's a funny dude. So yeah, I think because I have just a crazy amount of like VHS uh like posters, and I have like the posters from Ghana and stuff that are just awesome. So yeah, Screen Junkies tried to hire me way back in the day. I had to like that's a whole story for another night. But anyway, um you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. 4 hours here almost flew by. Just absolutely flew by. Um my voice is probably going to hate me tomorrow, but I am going to be happy. So thank you so much for hanging out, you guys. Tonight was just really super fun. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Thank you for all the super chats and for everything else, the donations and stuff. So great. It is very much appreciated. And I will see you. I'm planning on having a new video on Friday. And then we should have a new video on Monday as well. So, and then I will see you back here next Tuesday. All right, you guys, take care. I'm going to switch over, get the outro going, and let's see if it works. If so, good night. I will see you all very soon.